Christine Lisi. Right now, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott will continue to ramp up his throwing program from his right lat strain and will keep building the volume. But Coach Mike McCarthy said today he probably won't play at all this preseason. If that is the case, Prescott's first live action after last year's serious leg injury will be the season opener against the Buccaneers. An update now on Colts quarterback Carson Wentz from Coach Frank Reich said everything's going well as he continues his comeback from foot surgery. They're not pushing him. They don't want Wentz doing too much too soon. The cautious approach with Wentz, as well as offensive lineman Quentin Nelson, who's also returning from foot surgery, is the right one, notes ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
I would make sure over those first couple weeks we want them to be there, but if they can't, kind of no harm, no foul. When we hit those weeks for playoff purposes, I want them to be ready to rock. So definitely would not rush them back.
Jeff Saturday on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. The Colts open up the season September 12th against the Seahawks. The NCAA is investigating Nebraska coach Scott Frost in the football program. Among the suspected violations, according to the Action Network, is analysts working in improper roles during games and practices. The A's, in a statement, said ace Chris Bassett suffered a fractured cheekbone after getting hit in the head by a line drive last night. He needs surgery. His vision is normal, though, and no other eye or head injuries were found in the scan.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Action Sports Jax, Austin Lane. Casey pushing all the right buttons. Brent around someplace. On Goose Watch, I guess, because Goose is one. Geese is plural.
Yeah,
right?
geese is multiple.
So before we get into sports here, let's go ahead and set the scene real quick. What's taking place at our studio? I did the morning show, going in the parking lot, and my co-host, who is an avid animal lover, noticed that there was a goose without her, would you call them a flock? Flock of geese?
Flock of geese. Yeah, that sounds right.
So there was a goose without her flock. Now, if you've been around Jacksonville, you know that if you see one goose, you're going to see 25 geese. And when you see 25 geese, they don't care about your vehicles. They don't care about anything. They're on their own time. So as I'm going to the parking lot, we noticed there was one goose by himself. And he was by himself because he had an injured wing. Okay, so the wings seem to be turned around. I'm not sure if an alligator got him, not sure if he got hit by a car, but there was a goose by himself in the parking lot, much to the dismay of my co-host. So I had to take it upon myself to go check to make sure the goose was okay. Now, he was okay. He seemed to be in pain a little bit. Casey, I saw, was obviously working hard like he always does in the morning, spotting from up above in the tower, checking it out, making sure there's no gators coming around, but there is a damaged goose in the parking lot. Now, the athlete in me, the survivalist in me wants to say, hey, that's nature. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah, survival of the fittest, baby.
And he just
Darwinism.
got dealt the wrong card, and it is what it is. But my co-host, who must be going for like a Nobel Peace Prize of some
This
sort.
is not me, by the way.
No. We're established this.
Yeah,
we're all
I
good.
just double checking in case everybody's on my time.
Okay. So my co-host took it upon herself to say, no, we must do something for this goose. Now, I hope the bosses on the other show aren't really listening right now because, we'll see. Anyways, so the goose is around here, not going anywhere because he can't fly. Alligators probably lurking in the swamps. But tomorrow, come around about 6:20, I'm going to have to take our refrigerator box and we're going to trap, because we called the wildlife people, we took all the precautions, did our due diligence. They won't come get it. They said that we have to get the goose in some kind of box with holes in it, obviously, drive it in our car, drive it in our vehicle, and take it to them, and then they can take care of it and get the goose back to health. Once again, I could care less. But my co-host, this is priority number one right now. Forget the morning show. We got to save this goose. So tomorrow morning, I get to find a giant, either an air conditioning box, refrigerator box, and I got to trap the goose. Now, not going to take my car, not taking my co-host's car. We're going to take the promotions vehicle, which we just got okayed for, and we're going to take this goose that's in need of, I guess, help and take him to the wildlife game. Warden or whatever it is.
The hospital.
Hospital. Well, it's not really. Yeah, I mean, it's not a hospital. It's some lady that's super into geese that's going to help him out. So, I wouldn't call it a hospital.
Some lady that's super into geese.
Yeah.
Gotta help them out. Sounds like a co-host.
Yeah. Well, even more into geese because she's like, oh, yeah, if you bring them in, we're going to take care of him. I'm like, oh, you come get him. You come get him. Like we made the call. What more do you want us to do?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Is that a gray goose?
No, this was your traditional white goose who you see all around town who does not move for traffic. And you know what? It probably got hit by a car because people are tired of dealing with the geese.
Yeah. I mean, how many career kills do you have on the geese front?
In the geese? No career
More cats
kills.
or geese?
Nah. There's no career geese, but I'm not going to lie. I have thought about revving the engine a couple times and maybe just saying, you know what? You guys got to learn one day to get out of the road. Because the cockiness that comes from the geese when they don't want to move and they just stand there and look right at your car and they don't move, it's a little infuriating.
Yeah. Why don't we just put the fake coyote out in the corner of the lot like they do on golf courses?
Now we're talking.
You know what's funny? My first day at UNF orientation, they had the fake coyotes on the track.
Yeah, they got a goose problem over there.
They were like trying to convince us like they were real, and a lot of people in the orientation were like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yeah,
it was fake, but it was crazy.
I mean, they do look actually pretty real for a minute.
But Casey, tell me I'm not wrong though. The geese around here are a little too comfortable. All right,
they're way too comfortable.
They're way too comfortable. Got to take them down a couple pegs. All right, when you're crossing the middle of the road and it takes you 5 minutes, I got an issue with that.
Well, it sounds like I'm at least Austin's favorite co-host for today.
Yeah,
I got that going for me.
Yeah,
it's true.
Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
No, for sure.
But I'm sure as hell not making you go get a refrigerated box to pick up a goose and drive the goose to a goose doctor.
So the whole deal was I'm going to capture the goose, but the box must be provided, and it must be big enough. I'm going to give it a once-over. If the box isn't adequate, I'm not doing it. The box has to be big enough.
Well, what I really want is a camera in the car when the goose gets loose.
We're obviously this is going to be all over social media because it's got to be a thing. It just can't be us being good Samaritans. We got to make sure that
welcome to morning radio.
Yeah. Well, welcome to any kind of radio.
Are you guys going to be live still, like on the show? How's that going to work?
No. We're just going to hopefully get in and get out. So, but we'll see. I don't know. But there you go.
Imagine hey, get into radio, folks. This is what you think of. These kind of things.
Yep. Now, I'm not going to lie. There was an ounce of me that did feel bad for the goose, though, because he was by himself. Like, obviously, he got left by. Yeah, he got left by. He's like, you guys, we can't deal with this wing. See ya. And he's by himself. That kind of sucks.
Goose can be mean. Geese can be mean.
They can't bite. And trust me, the lady that we talked to okayed that already. She's like, they're not going to bite you, so don't worry about that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Why?
Because they don't bite.
Oh, they don't bite?
I don't think they have teeth, man.
Oh, so they just kind of
they come at you full speed and flap.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of is like taking a feather to the eye or something in terms of flapping. Yeah.
They poke you with the beak.
And supposedly it's going to make a crazy sound if we try to pick it up, but don't mind, like it's going to be startled. This is what the lady said. It's going to make a crazy sound when you pick it up, but don't be startled. It's just it doesn't know what's going on, but it's okay. Mind the wing. Get it in a box and then take it to
Speaking of the gator and the goose, did you see that story? Like, I forget where it was out of, but the birthday
alligator
party where the trainer, they were at a kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
And the trainer of the alligator or whatever, they were feeding him, and he grabbed gator, grabbed the trainer's hand, wouldn't let go. And then dragged her in to the
it was
water.
About to be over.
And did the whatever roll, the gator roll.
Gator roll, yeah.
Right?
Whatever roll.
And like what they would do with prey,
He did the Hawaiian roll.
And crocodile roll. And
sure.
And so some guy, like one of the dads, jumped in.
There's no way.
I mean, he jumped in and he saved the day, man. It was pretty fascinating.
But once again,
good stuff.
Gators being gators, like don't stick your don't do that.
Hey, that
don't
might
do
happen.
that.
That's part of the
don't
risk.
do that. Yeah.
Why are you doing your kid's birthday party where they have animals that can eat your kid?
That's a good point too. So many great points being made today on the show. So early in the morning,
cool, man, living on the edge, I guess.
Yeah, that's like with
do
the
you
whole
have birthday parties for Ronan?
Nah. I mean, like, we go places. We haven't had, like, a giant gathering.
Like
no, man, because I got to deal with people's kids and other adults.
Yeah, you don't like people.
I don't like people?
Yeah, that's
no,
what you're trying to tell me.
No, it's not just, it's just, I don't. It's a lot of, yeah, there you go. Brent spoke for me.
But you get, like, the game truck.
Yeah.
No little bounce house.
Yeah.
Ronan's like
COVID,
6,
though,
man.
right? So.
Yeah, that's a good excuse for the parent.
That's all it is.
Sorry, man, it's COVID.
Yeah, but
it sucks to be a kid right now.
Man, but
it's COVID.
we go to the zoo. We do fun things. We're fun parents. We're cool.
I figured this out. Right? We were watching like our newscast yesterday, or I was listening to it in my ear before sports. I'm like, the answer to everything is COVID now.
Sure.
Like we did like a tease on the show, and it was testing scores are down in Florida. You know why that is when we come back. I was like, COVID. Like I don't have to come back. Oh, that's a good tease. But I don't have to come back. It's COVID. Everything is COVID. Like the answer to everything for the last year and a half has been COVID. Good, bad, indifferent. Doesn't matter. It's the best excuse in the world if you need one.
Maybe that's why they won't pick up the goose.
Gas prices?
Yeah. Is that COVID?
Gas prices, though? Is that COVID?
I don't know.
I mean, I know it's not anybody in charge. You know, it's not the president.
Yeah.
But I need to blame somebody. Yeah. Because $3 a gallon. Hey, $3 a gallon of premiums. A little steep for my blood. Yeah.
And there's a part of me that's surprised that we're not paying like $7 a gallon for gas already at this time.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in general. Forget about presidents and parties and whatever's going on. There's a little bit like when it started creeping up to $2 and $3 and whatever. I think it got even well over $3 maybe in the last decade, whenever that was.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're going to $5, $6, $7 a gallon.
Well,
and then it came right back down. It was kind of nice.
And obviously, I know we've closed this chapter here, but still about that clout, still about those views. And you posted a nice video last night of Tim Tebow as well. Do you think in a non-COVID environment, maybe Tebow lasts a little longer? Because the cuts were there's only 5 guys this year because I think COVID had something to do with that. What happens if he makes an extra cut and makes a big play for like 70 yards touchdown and all of a sudden it's a different story?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
I was joking though.
No, the origin of the cuts is interesting.
Okay.
Why is that going to be the new thing going forward? I don't think that is actually COVID related, to be honest with you.
Really?
I don't think the 90 to 85 to
Cutting
80.
The 5? Okay.
No, and the moved up date. I think that's like new CBA and everything else.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'll have to double check that. There's so many things that happen in the offseason around the league year, and all we really care about is free agency and the draft, and everybody else can get stuck in the minutia of it all. But and then I kind of forget. I'm like, okay, well, why are we 90 to 80? Like, why are they doing this? Why are they cutting just 5 right now and 5 next week? Like, why does that matter? But you might be right from a COVID standpoint to have less bodies around. But why is it okay to have 90 now and 80 in 2 weeks?
Yeah, but I mean, if that's the case, though, then I don't know. To me, it doesn't make much sense to cut 5 guys after one preseason game because those 5 guys that get cut, odds are they didn't get a lot of playing time in the first game. Yeah. So like you're essentially cutting guys that didn't even really get a chance to make a name for themselves.
But now COVID last year, the roster sizes were down in training camp, right? It was only 80.
Yes, something like that.
Maybe that is. Maybe it's the new thing. Really, maybe they really want to work with the number of 80.
Yeah,
but they're going to give. Slowly, they're going to give them a chance 90 to 85 at the early part of camp to show their stuff. But most times that first cut, and we saw it the other day, Ross and Amata Bebe and I think Jones, I think a few of those guys were waived injured. So you're going to have that, right? So how many tough decisions do you really have to make? It's probably not too many tough decisions from 90 to 85. Tebow felt like a tough decision in a way because of the kind of the personal relationship between Meyer and Tebow, so that made it a little bit different. But I can't imagine first cuts is really that hard. I mean, the hard one's coming in a couple weeks.
No,
when you got to go 80 to 50.
No, absolutely. I mean, I feel like the guys that were cut and then the 5, they really, let's just say it was a long shot for them to make the team. But once again, I mean, the only way to make a team as that being that much of a long shot is to get your reps in the preseason, is to try to show something for these coaches. If you cut 5 guys after one game, you don't get a shot to really show coaches anything, especially after only 3 preseason games now. So I guess it's something that we never really touched on before, but I really wonder what went into that whole process of deciding, hey, after the first preseason game, 5 guys got to go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much COVID-related seriously that was, and then what it looks like going forward. We've had a lot of conversation around here in the last couple of days. Schobert yesterday, Josh Oliver yesterday. I think they've really opened themselves up for criticism on those 2 guys. Let's flip it around, though, and talk about some of the successful stories that they might have on this roster, because it got me thinking, okay, where else might they have gone wrong in some of this talent acquisition? Urban Meyer and Trent Baalke. And, you could give them a hard time even for not getting one of the tight ends. Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, who both, by the way, have been dinged up a little bit in Patriots camp. You could give him, who did we say the other day? Josh Johnson, the safety from Cleveland. He was really the top guy on the board. They didn't get him. Cleveland got him. Did the Jags miss on him and then go to Rayshon Jenkins? Did they always have Rayshon Jenkins? Of course, they'll tell you they always had Rayshon Jenkins in their sight. And several teams did, by the way, have Rayshon Jenkins in their sight. So they acquire all these players, and as you start to look at it, I don't know what Roy Robertson Harris is going to do, but I do think Shaq Griffin and Rayshon Jenkins are going to make an impact on this football team. Like, they're off to good starts. As far as we know, since they've come to Jacksonville, they've been nice additions. It looks like they're really going to lean on a guy like Manhurts. Carlos Hyde, who looked like this throw-in guy I didn't think would be on the roster by the time they rolled around September. We had this long conversation yesterday. I think he's going to be a part of it. And now we'll see if he does well, but I think he's going to be a part of it. So you start looking at that, and then the draft. And now you have Tyson Campbell, and people are talking about Walker Little, and people are talking about Andre Sisco. A lot of value there. A lot of people, of course, talking about Trevor and Etienne. Did the Jags hit on their first 5 guys of the draft? Like, is that possible that they hit on their first 5 guys? Again, this is way too early to tell. We don't know. I get that. So keep it in the scope of in context of the conversation. But we are a little critical right now. Okay, Joe Schobert for a 6th-round pick, that's weird. Josh Oliver for nothing, for like a 7th-round pick when you really don't have a lot. Like, hey, I'm going to be critical of that until I see it play out in a certain way. But I think you do have to applaud these guys for what they brought into this point. It looks pretty good. I'm trying to find somebody else that might not look good that they brought in. But a lot of their additions, I mean, heck, they bring Damian Wilson in, and he stole Joe Schobert's job. So they're doing a pretty good job from a talent acquisition standpoint.
One preseason game though. So I mean, let's go.
I mean, you've been out there a little bit,
and
but
no, for sure. I mean, is Walker Little going to be starting right away? Probably not. Now he could eventually work his role in there.
Like him to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Roy Robertson Harris, and like I said, like he's playing a position where you may not always see him flash. Like I remember we talked about this before, where you're paying this guy all this money. But some of the stuff that he has to do on the defensive line, it's kind of a thankless job, whether it's taking on double teams, whether it's getting penetration for the linebackers. Like, yeah, I think Roy Robertson Harris is going to be a big addition to this team. It's just like he may not show in the stat column every single game. But just because he does that doesn't mean that he's not contributing. Kind of like the Tyson Alualu effect.
Yeah.
People were very hip to jump on the Tyson Alualu train and say, hey, this guy is not really doing that much. And I get it. Maybe he was taken a little higher up than people anticipated. But when you go watch the film and what he's been able to accomplish, and by the way, he still has a job in the NFL.
Year 12.
So that says, and as a starter, by the way, so that says something. So he does contribute to teams, just not maybe the capacity of like an Aaron Donald does of getting tackles for loss, so, and causing chaos and getting quarterback sacks. So Harris, it could be kind of hard to tell a little bit. I said I was a huge fan of Jenkins. I think Jenkins is going to bring the attitude that this defense needs. He's playing a strong safety in a defense that is taking pride in stopping the run. Setting the edge could start with him. You saw a little glimpse of that preseason game number 1 against the Browns. So I think he could be something. Like you said, Walker Little, Sisco, we'll see what's happening with him. He's obviously ahead of schedule in my opinion. He could be a starter going forward as well this year. So, yeah, I think the talent so far that's been acquired, it's definitely raising some eyebrows, and you're happy to see it. But at the same time, we got to see this in a live setting in terms of, Houston game 1 or whenever some of the reserves like Walker Little and Sisco go in.
Yeah, the reality of it is, Austin, I mean, the game 1 where you saw a lot of the depth play, the whole thing didn't look that good, right? So we can sit here and say, well, we saw this guy flash and this guy flash and this guy flash, but the totality of it didn't look that good. And that's the reality of it. So we will have to see how it goes. I mean, been around here long enough to get excited about a lot of guys on a practice field. And then once they get into the stadium, it's like, okay, just okay. And part of this conversation, too, is, listen, they have to play some of these guys. I mean, first they brought them over and spent some of the money. And number 2, they had plenty of holes on a 1-15 team. So, I mean, this is debatably the easiest roster to upgrade in the NFL. They're 1-15, right? And this wasn't like Kansas City in 2013, 2-14. That roster had 6 Pro Bowlers on it.
Sure.
So the Jags, I think, though, again, I thought about this a lot after yesterday's conversation of saying, hey, Schobert and Oliver and some of the other things. Well, you start to look at some of the talent that they've acquired. I still think it's a bit voided. There's a void in the tight end room. But some of this is going to play. Now, will they play well? That will be a story that gets written over the next couple of months. Let's take a break. I want to stay with the Jags, and more specifically, some of that talent acquisition. We're going to hear from Tyson Campbell later in the show. This guy really looks the part. And Cisco, like you said, looks the part. They're moving these guys everywhere. Mm-hmm. I've always had the mentality that let's just keep it simple, stupid when it comes to young players. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen it work the other way very well. Are these guys good enough to handle a heavier load? Do they have to handle a heavier load in a Joe Cullen defense because he wants to be multiple and continue to mix things up?
Yeah, you better step your games up. That's all I'm going to say.
Can this team handle all that? Because you brought something up the other day that was very interesting. I want to harp back on it, and especially as it pertains to these young guys. We'll do that next. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny, hot and humid today. Some scattered afternoon storms with highs near 90 degrees, dropping into the 70s tonight, and partly sunny tomorrow. Once again, some scattered afternoon storms with highs around 90, but feel like temperatures near 100. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99 at the new Roosevelt location. Dine in during football season, and you have a chance to win tickets to the next home game. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno Ranch, Caribbean Jerk, Spicy Blue Cheese, Lemon Pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Yeah, cleaning house isn't my thing. I'm busy. I call Actual Cleaning. Their housekeeping's different, dependable. My man cave looks great, smells clean. Check out Same Day and Moving Services.
Book now at $40 an hour. Actualcleaning.com.
Anyone can talk like they're a big dog, but few actually walk the talk. We're not the only plumbing company claiming same-day water heater service. In fact, a lot of customers have called us after other companies failed to come through on their same-day service talk. Fortunately, Griffin Service delivers. We eat big dogs for lunch. And we fix what others can't. Some of that's knowing the science, engineering, and craft of AC and plumbing better than the Bubbas, but it's also better planning. The key to actually doing same-day water heater replacement is having water heaters in stock and ready to go. And that's what we do. Gas, electric, tank, tankless, we got them all in stock and ready to roll for you. So if you want to avoid the bait and switch turd bucket tactics of the Bubbas, or if you discover you're in the middle of an all-talk, no-walk situation with a wannabe, well, you know who to call, right?
GriffinService.com.
CMC 1250697.
This is Mayor Lenny Curry, and I want to encourage you to get a COVID-19 vaccine. Right now, our local hospitals are seeing an influx of COVID-19 patients, and the unvaccinated are experiencing the most severe symptoms. Rest assured, COVID-19 vaccines have received and continue to undergo the most intensive safety monitoring in U.S. history. Protect yourself and your Jacksonville neighbors and get vaccinated. This message is brought to you by the doctors of the Duval County Medical Society.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs. Make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
The accident attorneys at Fair & Farah want to make your summer travel plans safer by lowering the number of crashes in Florida. Check out the Fair & Farah Summer Crash Course for driver safety topics, statistics, tips, with special focuses on hit and runs, rideshare accidents, big rig safety, teen driving, and so much more. Let's make this summer the safest one yet. Together, we can save lives. Take part in the Summer Crash Course and log on to fairandfarah.com/blog for more information.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
I've been telling everybody about this, so I might as well tell you as well. If you're tired of your garage being so messy, can't see the floor, got everything from the kids' stuff to your stuff all over it, I got the solution. It's Easy Garage Solutions. We did it at our house, and it's fantastic. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology. It'll last a lifetime, first of all. And you can hang the bikes and the lawn equipment and just about anything on the walls on the monkey bar technology. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. I know you got them in the garage. We had a bunch of them. Now they're hanging above the garage doors. It's beautiful. Cabinets and flooring available to Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at easygaragesolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin Lane. Check out Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 or ESPN690.com.
Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey. Casey coming off a big Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday.
Man.
Today's Wednesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
That was a big Tuesday for Casey, man.
Dude's putting his hours in,
I'm still
and I
smiling
appreciate
about the open to the QB report card.
I'm saying let's not max ourselves out so early, because Shock Your Mock, that theme song is going to have your collaboration written all over it. You're going to be like the Dr. Dre of coming up with songs now. That's
so
a
I
compliment.
set the bar too high is what I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
you probably did.
You really did.
Probably did. Now we know what you're capable of. So everything else, if we don't see it, it's probably just laziness.
Fantastic.
You gotta be careful with those standards, you know.
Yeah. Now, if you want to make some money, I'd make that an NFT for the grades thing. So when the season's done, make that into an NFT, sell that a Casey special, boom.
Listen, Casey knows that world too. Like
NFTs?
Well, just the autograph.
Can you explain it to me?
World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he don't get him started. He's right now. He's thinking.
Okay.
He forgot he has in the middle of producing a radio show right now.
Yeah.
And now he's got his mind spinning. He's thinking.
Well, that's what I'm doing always during this show. I'm not. I'm thinking of schemes and whatnot.
I'd love to know. I'd love to take a poll of people. And we've done this before, but I'd love to take a poll of people that seriously would admit they know what the hell NFTs are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would be very high.
I don't either if they were honest.
I'm not even
It's
sure.
kind of one of those conversations you're like, oh, yeah, I know what they are. Like, I know how it works. I know, like, because you don't want to, that's like what the cool kids were probably saying.
Sure.
But do you really know what they are and how it works? And I'm still, like, I could take a class. If I take a college class right now, I'd probably take one on cryptocurrency just to learn a little bit more of it. Yeah. And I'd also take one on NFTs. Like, those are the two college courses I want right now in my life.
Okay. UNF, you heard the man. We need a sports management class on NFTs, please.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
He's even wearing your T-shirt. Come on, it's free advertising.
That UNF, Go Osprey, swoop. Hey, the secondary of the Jacksonville Jaguars They're getting a quick education in the NFL. And they might be really good. They might be really talented. Here's what we don't know about C.J. Henderson, right? We don't know where everything is. And I think it's an unreliable player right now because you have some concern for him off the field. And again, I think we have to characterize this. It's not off the field like getting in trouble off the field. We just don't know where the headspace right now. And so there's something there. I think that's been admitted by this regime and everybody. But he's stacked up good practices now and several days in a row practices and a good game Saturday night. We know this about CJ. He's a talented player. We can debate whether he should have been a 9th overall pick last year, all that stuff, but he's a talented player. So then you add to it Shaq Griffin. We know he's a talented player. He just got a $40 million deal. Rayshon Jenkins back there, he got a $35 million deal, I think. And he flashed a little bit the other night. We like him as a player. He's a veteran guy. I think the key to how good this secondary can be really comes down to the player like Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco. How quick do they get in there? How quick do they get acclimated? How good are they? Because there's a lot of upside in those two dudes now. I mean, Tyson Campbell looks the part. He's got the pedigree. Down in South Florida, man, that place was a factory where he came out of. And he's long, he's fast, he's big, he's got it all. So you like that. And Andre Sisco is the same.
Yeah,
big,
for
fast, ball hawk. You know, we haven't had too many ball hawks around here in Jacksonville in the last decade or so. I think Tayshaun Gibson had a little bit of that in him, but he got frustrated in the defense he was playing because he couldn't do it as much. Andre Sisco could be that guy. So how good are they, man? And how impressed are you with those guys put around CJ and Shaq and Rayshon, who we kind of know a little bit more about? There's more evidence on them.
Yeah, I spoke about this a little bit after the preseason game here on Monday. And what I took away more than anything about that defensive performance, and I get it wasn't all good. There was some confusion. But what I took away is that you had a bunch of guys that can play man. You have a bunch of guys who can go toe-to-toe, provide decent coverage to help the defensive line get home, and in turn, hopefully cause some pressure. Now, I understand it wasn't against the full arsenal of the Cleveland Browns, but it still showed me something. Now, it wasn't perfect. You know, I think Shaq Griffin gave up a couple passes in man coverage right off the
bad
get-go.
coverage either, but he did. First play of the game, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, good throws, you know, those guys get paid to, all that stuff. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And that'll probably happen if you're always in man, because we're not talking, let's be honest, it's not Jalen Ramsey. You know, now let's be honest. Hunter Renfro's trending, and we'll talk about that later. Yeah. Hunter Renfro's trending for all the right reasons right now, much to the chagrin of Jalen Ramsey. We'll touch on that later. But so you're not going to get a shutdown corner per se every single play. But what you need to do is make it hard for the one receivers to get the ball. You need to make it hard for the two receivers, for the slot guys to get the ball. And I think you saw a very young defense overall that was up to that challenge. So that was my biggest takeaway is, yeah, I think they are talented. I think that they do have the capabilities and the skill set on the back end, you know, to represent this defense per se of what they have to do. Now, of course, it's playing complementary football. It's having great coverage, and then it's getting home in the front end of things. And that still kind of remains to be seen just a little bit, I thought, from preseason game number 1.
Let me ask you this. A complex defense potentially, right? Multiple
looks.
No,
I mean, it's going to be...
can we just say it's a complex defense? Okay.
For sure.
Multiple looks, people moving around. Each and every play, you might be at a different spot. That means you got to know a lot. You got to... That's not always easy. I mean, just... the reason why Gus Bradley's defense took off a little bit and Pete Carroll there in Seattle and people started to mimic it is because there's some sense it makes. It's simple, be good at what you do, and play fast. And if it's a lot of like what happens in like high school good football programs. Like if you look at Corky Riders and Bowles, I don't think they had a playbook that was 100 pages long. They ran plays that were like simple but perfected. You know, and some Bulls people are probably like, Brent, it really wasn't that simple.
Well, no, I mean,
but you get my point.
I played in that defense in Mel Tucker philosophy. When we were a top 6 defense back in, I think it was 2011, our defensive call sheet, it was very vanilla. The whole philosophy was, as long as we do our jobs, and everybody's on the same page, it doesn't matter what the offense throws at us, we'll be able to shut it down. And that's the way that we played. And in doing that, no, it wasn't complex. It didn't confuse a lot of people. If you're watching film, you probably weren't afraid of us or anything. But what it did is made us play fast, because now we're not concerned, well, do I go here? Do I go? No, it's pretty simple. You do your job, and it takes care of itself.
Yeah, so that being said, how complex is it for the secondary? Is even for those guys, or is it more of a front seven type of complex?
This is complex for everybody.
Okay.
And this was my biggest concern, not so much of Joe Cullen coming back, but when they hired Bob Sutton. And I remember talking about this a little bit, because the hirings of Joe Cullen, I think, and Bob Sutton were kind of very close to each other.
Yeah.
And they brought, for those of you who don't know, Bob Sutton was my former defensive coordinator when I played for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the way I compared it is when I played in a Mel Tucker defense and Joe Cullen was the defensive line coach, we probably, on a whole playbook on our defensive side of the ball, we probably had realistically maybe 30, 40 pages that we had to know. Okay. So if you want to break that all down, I would say we probably had to know during any kind of given situation, maybe 10 to 12 different calls in terms of checks, in terms of, blitzes, in terms of movements, in terms of pressures, all that stuff. Pretty tame as far as I'm concerned. To put it in clearer words, it was just the same amount of stuff that I had to learn at Murray State. Okay, so it wasn't like I got to the NFL in terms of, wow, this playbook's insane. No, it wasn't that crazy. When I went to Kansas City and I played in a 3-4 defense, and I had Bob Sutton, who was a defensive coordinator, who comes from the Rex Ryan coaching tree, who's known for that 3-4 defense. When I went to Kansas City, my second day of training camp, head was in a beehive. Because not only did I have to know 12 plays, I had to know 12 plays just out of one package for Tamba Ali. Because we had this package called Nittany. There was like 6 or 7 different things that I had to know from Nittany alone. And that was just literally one package for Tamba.
Yeah, it wasn't even designed for you.
No, it was literally just designed for one linebacker. And there was like 6 something different things that you could have done. So if you want to compare my playbook from Jacksonville when I played here to my playbook in Kansas City, it was probably at least 4 times as big in Kansas City than it was in Jacksonville.
How'd you do with it?
And this is training camp. I was fine. In terms of learning stuff and all those calls, that was never really an issue for me. Okay. I always took that seriously. I always tried to get ahead of the game a little bit, because that's what was passed down to me from Aaron Campman. Aaron Campman made it a habit of saying, hey, if you want to make this team, know your playbook, know it inside and out. So it wasn't that hard for me. But even, when you're in the heat of things, sometimes, it is rough, right? And I remember this. We're playing New Orleans. We're going through a 10-play drive, and I was out there. I was dead tired. I was 280 pounds.
Yeah.
My pores were just sweating barbecue sauce. Okay. I was a little out of shape.
So what happens when you live in Kansas City.
Well, yeah. Okay. So I wasn't in the best shape of my life. I had to gain weight. It's a long story. 3-4 defense. Should never play defensive tackle. It is what it is, though. That's not my problem. Anyways, I'm dead tired.
Oh, it was.
No, for sure. But do you think that, maybe I didn't make my meat check and drop back into zone coverage on one play because I didn't know where I was for a second because I was so tired? Yeah, that actually happened, right? So those things can happen. It's one thing if you're on a board or if you're just going through your own playbook. I know this. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But what happens when you're in that live scenario?
Absolutely.
What happens when the coaches can't blow the whistle and say, all right, timeout, let's go over? No, you can't do that.
You don't get a second chance.
You can't do that in a preseason game, and you definitely can't do that in a regular season game. And so, and I stayed true to when they signed Bob Sutton, because I knew it was going to be some sort of capacity that why they brought Bob Sutton on. It's not just, hey, he's Urban Meyer's friend, let's pay him whatever, 6 figures just to bring him on and say he's part of the team. No, they're going to bring that guy on for some reason. He is very versed in a 3-4 defense. So when we talk about those types of things, that was my biggest concern, is you have one of the youngest teams, one of the youngest defenses, I feel like, in the NFL. How are they going to handle all these checks? How are they going to handle all these calls?
Yeah, it's a good question, and that's what my question is really surrounding Tyson, Campbell, Andre Cisco, those guys. If they get on the field, how will they be able to handle that? Play fast, adjust to different spots. Campbell, I think most people would say, if you lined up all the GMs and everybody, hey, this guy's better suited to be on the outside. Well, guess what? He's probably not going to be. Probably going to be in the nickel spot, especially with Trey Herndon hurt, right? Mm-hmm. Don't you think that's where he's going to find himself right now, as long as C.J. Henderson's doing well? And, Sidney Jones, they still have backup capability there. Yeah. I think Campbell's going to find himself in the slot, in the nickel. And I don't think he's going to be bad there. I'm just saying it's not maybe his ideal spot. Yeah. Is he good enough to do that? Hopefully. We'll find out. The reason I bring up the conversation is in years past, a lot of guys weren't able to make that little shift adjustment. Even if they got supreme talent, Miles Jack's the best example. Did not play at his highest of levels where he was. Played at his highest of levels where he should have been last year, right? So there's a lot to that. It sounds simple. It's like, yeah, whatever, Brandy, it's football. It's football. I don't think so. I think these guys are comfortable in certain spots. You play faster in certain spots. You don't have to think as much. And when you add a complex defense into the fold for some young guys especially, I think that can be dangerous. I think it could be something we're talking about 6 weeks into the year still. You know, did somebody miss an assignment because? That's possible with a young football team and relying on some of these young guys in the secondary. Andre Sisco, I don't know if you saw this as much, and I'm just stealing it really from Jordan DeLugo, who covers the team as well, and he put this out yesterday. He said he lined up at free safety, strong safety, nickel, corner, weak side linebacker, middle linebacker, and strong side linebacker for the Jags. A lot of different spots in about a 30-play day.
That's why I wanted Merrick here. That's why I was such a big proponent of Merrick, because Merrick did a lot of that at TCU. And not to say Sisco, listen, Sisco so far has met every one of my expectations and then some. So I'm not taking anything from Sisco. But that's what they had to look for in a safety, because the way this defense is going to roll, you got to find a guy that can do multiple things. So
Swiss Army knife.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
No, and remember now, Merrick was a guy who was dropping down the board. Some people thought he would be taken at 25 by the Jags.
Yeah.
Drop. Sisco is the guy they had their eye on, they got value for, and looks to be able to play all these parts. He really does look set. Like, he doesn't look confused. He doesn't look like a rookie. He looks like he's still playing fast and fits right in so far. Again, very small samples, but I guess especially a guy coming off an ACL, man. I mean, he looks really good.
Now, Merrick is definitely having a good training camp in his own outright, though, as well.
Is he?
Carr has said that he hates going against him every single day at practice.
Yeah.
So
I like Merrick. I think he's a good player.
So he could have, I think he's going to be a starter for the Raiders going forward as well.
That's a really interesting watch, because Merrick really did drop down. I mean, from where everybody thought he was going to be, and he dropped pretty significant. I forget exactly where he was picked. But I think there were 3 safeties I've taken before.
Yeah, I believe
if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be fun to watch these young guys go one-on-one with Tyson Campbell coming up. We'll do that at football at 5. So you hear more from Tyson Campbell in just a little bit. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
The Max Kellerman Show.
There was no one there like, hey, where's that guy we just hired? He just stopped showing up suddenly 15 years ago. So he got away with it, 650 G's. And now he's being sued. I don't know. You can't just not show up for work, but if he's not, doing anything fraudulent and they're just sending him the checks, why wouldn't he just deposit it in his account?
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Watch exclusively on ESPN+.
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on. You can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back. We've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Culhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips, shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour. 2 locations at Atlantic Beach and South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub. Irish sass with 5-star class.
Today's athletes deserve more than a sports drink. With potassium-packed electrolytes, no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes, Body Armor Sports Drink provides hard-working hydration and more. Stock up on Body Armor Sports Drink at your local Circle K, where Body Armor 28-ounce are 2 for $4 with the option to add 1 more for $1 at the register.
Purchasing home and auto insurance? Do it the Simply way with Simply IOA. Compare quotes and buy a policy, online or over the phone. Search Simply IOA or call 844-TALK-TO-SIMPLY. Simply IOA. Insurance the Simply Way.
It's the national sales event at Arlington Toyota. Come shop over 700 new Toyotas and choose your way to save. Get interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models or enjoy no payments until 2022. Plus, with Arlington's 30-day exchange program, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with every new car purchase, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Why wait? Shop the national sales event at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/August for full details.
I'm Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer. That means the Florida bars recognize me as an expert in the field of civil trial. As a trial lawyer, I'm trained to investigate every aspect of your case. If you've been involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hey, do you owe more than $25,000 on your car, a truck, or that toy in the driveway? Refinance your auto loan with One-to-One Financial. We'll not only lower your payments, but we'll put $200 cash in your pocket. Plus, we have the lowest loan rates in town. Make some room in your budget and put more cash in your pocket. When you refinance with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Apply today at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is your most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that's 13 times thicker than box store paint. It reflects 97% of harmful UV rays, has a Class A fire rating, is salt air corrosive resistant, contains the highest quality ceramics, and of course it comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a non-prorated 100% transferable warranty that guarantees against chipping, cracking, and peeling. So call 904-519-5055 or visit rhinoshieldjacks.com and protect your house and your budget.
So you'll never have to paint again. Call Rhino Shield today.
Welcome to a place where everyone deserves to be better protected, where technology has your back, where you can have better protection and keep more money in your pocket, where you can have protection for your car, your home, your phone, and even your digital identity. Welcome to a place where your entire life can be better protected. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Man, hell no, man. I'm not Booba the Fool, man. I wasn't not going to take the contract, man. So, no. Where I'm from, man, we're definitely taking that, man. Mom called. She called twice. And when Mom called and she told me that I needed to take the contract, it was a no-brainer. So, Mama knows best.
I'm assuming that's Jamal Adams.
Oh, good call.
Jamal Adams. Who did the Jags take that year?
Leonard. No. Was it?
Nah, it wasn't Fournette. I'm trying to think what draft I was at. I remember doing it was like at almost like a very small room we were in when I interviewed Jamal Adams, and now I can't remember. I think it was Chicago.
Draft.
It was 17?
Yes.
I'll say. I thought
it was Leonard.
It was Leonard.
Oh.
I thought Adams went fourth overall. Maybe it was because the Jags had the fourth overall pick.
Leonard went fourth overall. Yeah. Jamal went sixth.
Sixth, okay. Okay, that was a good call. So, yeah.
Care to guess who went number 5? Who went between Leonard Fournette and Jamal Adams? I talked about him yesterday. Gonna have a resurgence. I
don't know.
Corey Davis.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about Fournette. I don't think they get to the AFC Championship game without Fournette.
Sure.
Now, longer term, they could have had a myriad of other players better than Fournette.
The top of this draft was not good. Myles Garrett is good, but then Trubisky, Solomon Thomas, Leonard, Corey Davis, Jamal Adams, Mike Williams, Christian McCaffrey, John Ross, and finally Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Who's that?
And then Deshaun Watson a little bit later.
Yeah, he went 12.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could have had those two quarterbacks, and I understand the whole Watson thing now, but you would have taken the last 4 years of Deshaun Watson, and though this would be a really messy situation you wouldn't want to be a part of in hindsight. So, but obviously there's Mahomes.
Yeah.
And then Jamal Adams, though, they really liked Jamal Adams a lot.
The Jaguars
They did.
Okay.
Like, I think they were really thinking about Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
And I just don't know at that position. I feel that strongly that, like, wow, they'd be in a great place or whatever place with Jamal Adams. I don't know. I don't feel super – like, I don't think they would have gone the AFC Championship game with Jamal Adams. And I think Leonard helped them get there. Now, what did that mean for 18, 19, 20, 21, and the rest? Well, you'd probably rather have Jamal Adams, no doubt. I just don't know how much better of a franchise they would have been with a guy like that.
I'll tell you what, though. You had some absolute steals towards the end of the first round. T.J. Watt goes number 30, and then Ryan Ramczyk goes number 32. Then, obviously, Cam Robinson goes 34. There was some talent towards the back end of that draft.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook went 41.
Wow. And, of course, see, and that's the thing, all right? So, and by the way, people are right on this. Yeah. By the way, keep in mind now that, I mean, Dalvin Cook's been unbelievable, but he also has played like 25 career games.
Alvin Kamara went 67?
Yes.
Oh!
So that's the problem with that draft, right?
Yeah.
For the Jags, the optics of that draft is so bad. And again, I will fight anybody that wants to fight about who would have got you to the AFC title game that year. I don't think Watson. I don't think Mahomes. I don't think any of those guys. Again, singular that year, okay?
Do you think Alvin Kamara would have?
I don't. Because here's the thing. The reason why, if you go back, you have to go back to that time frame. And what Coughlin was bringing in, whether you like that or not, in the long run, again, none of this worked. But what he brought in was that lunch pail mentality, we're going to punch you in the mouth mentality. He needed a physical guy. Christian McCaffrey was not a physical back, right? Kamara, not the physical back. Who else did you just bring up? Dalvin
Cook.
I don't think Dalvin was really he's not like built like a physical. They wanted a guy that was going to run a little bit over. I mean, take the moment of the Steelers game where he basically waves on Leonard waves on what's his name, the safety?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know. Yeah.
I always forget his name, but anyway, that is why they got Leonard Fournette. For that moment, right? They wanted that kind of guy, like to beat Pittsburgh, to be able to be as physical as Pittsburgh and that stuff. And again, I'm just telling you singularly for that season, I just don't know if any of those guys helped shape the mentality the way they wanted to. I think it was more than just production. And by the way, Leonard was pretty productive that year. But again, you could have taken – this is why the optics look so poor, because if you don't take Leonard – maybe it is Jamal Adams, but maybe it is Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it is Deshaun Watson. Maybe it is Dalvin Cook. Maybe it is Alvin Kamara. I mean, the list goes on of just running. Maybe it's Christian McCaffrey, of running backs alone. That would have put you in a different stratosphere than Leonard Fournette did
I'm looking
for
at
the
this
remainder
list.
of his career.
I mean, you have Aaron Jones going 182.
Wow.
You got James Conner. You got Kareem Hunt, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, pretty. Jamal Williams, Marlon Mack. Pretty good running back class.
Yeah, and the danger of picking running back in top 5 or even top 10. And I actually thought they were a little crazy for Carolina for picking McCaffrey 8.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was a big risk.
You know?
Yeah.
And again, Carolina hasn't done anything with McCaffrey. McCaffrey's just been sensational.
Yeah.
So everybody made the mistake of not picking Mahomes. Anybody who didn't and could have and should have and would have been in a better spot. Same thing with Watson up till this year.
But to be fair with McCaffrey, though, I feel like if you put him on a better roster, top to bottom, I think that he immediately upgrades your team.
He does, but isn't he a little bit? Doesn't McCaffrey feel a little bit like Russell Westbrook of basketball? Like he's really a good player. And like I love Westbrook, I really do. Like every fantasy owner loves McCaffrey, but don't you have to feed him the ball so much that he almost takes you away from doing some other things? Like he's one of those maybe Harden-esque. Does Harden make you better? He's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, and it's not a bad comparison, but like on Russell Westbrook team, especially in OKC at the end, who else did they have to give the ball to? Steven Adams? Who else can carry the load for Carolina? At the time, Kelvin Benjamin?
Yeah.
A 50-year-old Greg Olson?
Yeah.
I mean, who else you give him the ball to? DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel? Okay.
Well, we'll see if Rule can figure it out. You
But
know,
yeah, I mean,
now that you
yeah.
can put other people around.
No, my only point is what happens when you actually you're defensive coordinator and you have to say, okay, well, we stopped Christian McCaffrey, we win the game. You know, like that's what those conversations are like right now when you play the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, well, that is true. I mean, listen, the guy's sensational. It's a weird thing. Part of it is their team's just not that good. So you're right.
Sure.
But he does feel like that kind of guy to me. Again, I love Russell Westbrook as a player.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole to win a championship.
Well, shout out to the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the bid by the Lakers to figure it out. I mean, LeBron probably going to get the best out of almost anybody that plays with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, it's probably too disrespectful to McCaffrey to say that, but they haven't really accomplished a lot, and he's been amazing. That's probably more on the GM and in the organization and everything else. But you figure a guy that's been amazing makes you a lot better.
Sure. No, yeah, he does.
Just, I don't know how good they really are.
I mean, how good are the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, not good. I mean, Cousins is like that too.
But I'm saying, but you had Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
You got one.
I thought you were going with Cousins because Cousins is kind of a mystery like that too, though. Actually,
nah, man, I'm going with Dalvin Cook.
But Cousins seriously is a mystery.
Yeah,
look at his numbers. He goes 4,000 yards, 70% completion percentage, touchdowns, not a lot of picks, and they can't even make the playoffs.
Sure.
You know,
but I mean, let's be honest.
They get offensive coordinators fired.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, like Dalvin Cook is the star of that team. Like the offense goes through him.
Yeah. The problem, a little bit, it's been sputtered at times because of his injury history.
Well, Christian McCaffrey as well.
And McCaffrey now kind of fallen into that.
George Kittle, by the way, 146 in that draft.
Yeah, wow. And that one you can't predict, right? And that's a little bit maybe the Shanahan and everything else and what they got going on. Hey, let's get South Beach Gary real quick, or should we hit a break and get him on the other side? Let's get him right now. South Beach Gary, what's up?
Hey, guys, a couple of things real quick. First of all, Brett, your Red Sox are just fading into the sunset right now.
Hey, Gary, appreciate it. Let me know that. I haven't checked the score in a while. Thanks for that.
And the other thing, guys, and I appreciate the improvement this Jags made in the secondary. I really do. They made a lot of improvement. But unless you find a way to generate more pass rush, 18 sacks, that's pathetic. Your defense is only going to be so good. You've got to generate a pass rush because those DBs can't stay with those receivers forever. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Well, and by the way, that is why they're multiple. That is why they're switching up, to create havoc, even if they don't have all the horses, because nowadays you just seemingly have to create more havoc anyway. Everybody's getting the ball out quick. Everybody knows you're coming, and you got to protect the quarterback. They're going to do everything they can in their power to protect the quarterback, running game, get the ball out, good offensive line, extra blocker, whatever it is. So the idea is, and I think it was Urban Meyer, maybe it was Joe Cullen. I think it was Joe Cullen who said, is reasonable to double up your sack total from last year of 18? Well, first of all, 18 sucks. But secondly, he said, yeah, I think so. And if they do double it up, well, then that's going to be pretty good.
But this is where the play of Devon Hamilton, of Roy Robertson Harris, of Malcolm Brown comes into play. Because, we talk about Josh Allen, we talk about Caleb Von Chason. If they can't get push up the middle, to me, it doesn't even matter. All right? It's the Aaron Donald effect. You could have took Clay Matthews, Dante Fowler Jr., Leonard Floyd, all had over 10 sacks. Why? Because you got pressure up the middle with Aaron Donald. Last season, you didn't have Calais Campbell to take the pressure off of Josh Allen. What happened? Josh Allen's numbers go down a little bit. So it's going to be just as important for Josh Allen and Caleb Von Chason as it is going to be just as important for the interior defensive line to get that push and work together.
I thought I saw glimpses of push the other night on Saturday. Cleveland just got rid of the ball so dang fast it almost didn't even matter. And again, I know ones and twos and all the rest, but we'll see. We'll see if they can create some havoc on the defensive front. No doubt, you got to be able to do it in this league. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99 at the new Roosevelt location. Dine in during football season, and you have a chance to win tickets to the next home game. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno Ranch, Caribbean Jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Tigers TV analyst Jack Morris has been suspended indefinitely by Bally Sports Detroit after he used an accent when describing what the Tigers should do when pitching to Angel star Shohei Ohtani last night. He has apologized for his comments. It's looking more and more like the first live-action Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott sees after last season's serious leg injury will be Week 1 against the Buccaneers. Coach Mike McCarthy today said there's a good chance Prescott doesn't play at all this preseason. He'll continue the throwing program from the lat strain and keep building the volume. ESPN NFL insider Jeff Darlington.
He isn't doing much when it comes to full speed, full contact with other players around him. They continue to try to protect him. So this is still wait and see, which is the most disconcerting component of all of this. It is wait and see. It is what happens when Prescott is finally on the field throwing in full capacity.
Jeff Darlington. The NCAA is investigating the Nebraska football program and Coach Scott Frost after an Action Network report said Cornhusker staff improperly used analysts and consultants with Frost's knowledge.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. You're looking good, America. You're shaving with Barbasol.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about JTech. JTech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At JTech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
We are into that travel, baseball, and softball season now for the kids, and with that, we need a reliable car, and we need folks that are tremendous at customer service just in case we need their help. Well, the place to go is Fields Auto Group. That's what we did. My wife loves leasing her Cadillac XT6 from Fields Cadillac, part of the Fields Auto Group. It's safe. We can trust Fields Auto Group, and hey, it's luxury for less while you're on the road. Fields Cadillac Jacksonville and St. Augustine are part of the Fields Auto Group family. There's also Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. It's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. We've tried the loaner program, gone in for routine service, and every experience with Fields Auto Group has been first class. Whatever you're driving, see Fields and step up to luxury for less. Check out their locations around Jacksonville. Just visit fieldsauto.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Did anyone watch football last year and think, you know what, I think there's just too much taunting going on? These guys seem to be too excited when they make big plays, and every now and again, it seems to be in the face of their opponent. This does not have any impact on the competition of the game until you choose to make it so.
That's Mike Greenberg talking about the new taunting rule in the NFL. And this has a little bit of a reminder from me about the celebration rule in the end zone. And when they tried to say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, and they really tried to crack down on it, and that drew the ire of everybody. And then, like, this is stupid. And so then they loosened it up, and now the touchdown celebrations are fun. So taunting's a little bit different in that landscape of you got to be careful how far it goes. But bravado in this kind of game is part of the game. And so where is the line? You bring a lot of judgment into play here. And the other thing that you do, and naturally this happens in football anyway with personal fouls, and this happens in basketball too with technical fouls, and this happens everywhere, the second guy usually gets caught. So it's the retaliation play that often gets the whistle. And so I wonder how much we'll see of that too. Austin Lane, were you a good taunter?
Oh, man.
Is taunter a word?
Yeah, definitely a word.
You be a taunter. It just sounds weird, doesn't it? That sounds really strange.
For sure. Looking back on my distinguished NFL career, I would say that I underachieved in terms of taunting. Just because, like, usually my go-tos were like, you know, bringing up looks, or because, like, I was running against offensive linemen, right? So they're the big uglies.
Yeah, true.
So I was very quick to point out, you know, the obvious, like, you know, maybe you're not in the best of shape.
Yeah, try a salad.
Why are you breathing so hard? Can't handle the heat, you know, and this is like the nice way I can put these things.
Yes,
obviously.
I know. I can't imagine you said it that.
No, for sure. So, I mean, I think college I actually peaked out in terms of like what I did on the field, because I told the story before. We played Eastern Illinois. I went against an offensive tackle, and his helmet came off. It ripped off, and like we were talking smack back and forth, and I picked up his helmet and threw it as far as I could, and then he had to go get it. And I'm like, yeah, hey, I go, that's right. And the ref, the best part was the ref just laughed about it. Shout out to the OVC refs, man, letting that stuff slide. Because nowadays,
no
you're
way.
getting ejected.
Oh, ejected, suspended.
You get expelled.
I love that you've underachieved as a taunter. So what do you make of the NFL cracking down? You know, the NCAA has done this as well. I think there are, you know, the sportsmanship part of it. You got a lot of people watching. I think that plays into this a little bit. I think they know, like, so many people are watching, that there's like a line is, do we want the NFL to be PG, PG-13, rated R? You know, it kind of feels a little bit like that to me.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you know, I think when we compare it to college and the NFL, it's two different things. Because with college football, you know, you're there for scout. Well, now you're making millions of dollars in NIL, so that doesn't really prove my point at all. But like the way it was is, you know, you're under scholarship, you're under kind of the jurisdiction of the university, and you have to fall in line with the policies and in accordance to all that stuff, including the NCAA. You know, I remember, and I forgot the guy's name, but the Egg Bowl, when he went in the end zone and.
I was just looking that up.
It was Elijah Moore.
Oh, yeah, good call. Yeah, you were there.
I was there.
And yeah,
it's awesome. What a moment.
It was a good moment. It was unbelievable.
Not a good look for him.
No.
Right? Not a good look for college football. Ring the bell, but be careful because the lane.
See the neighbors in forever. That's for you, neighbors.
Be careful because the lane train is coming, though. Okay, because me, Brent Martin, we have a bet going on, and I like what Lane Kiffin's bringing on the table. The lane train is coming. Get off the tracks.
That's
though,
why you haven't been invited in our neighborhood.
That's fine. Too many cats for my liking, anyways. So. You know, that was a black eye, I feel like, in college football, and I think he got punished accordingly. when we get to the NFL, though, where I feel like it's more entertainment-based, when it's more of, show us personality, who are these guys, because we don't have the luxury of taking the helmet off like in the NBA and getting to know these guys. So what we can find out is, hey, your celebrations or your demeanor on the field. Yeah, you got to keep it within reason. You don't want to do anything that's going to be offensive or anything like that. But this is an opportunity in the NFL for branding. It's an opportunity to showcase your personality. I mean, one of the greatest comeback stories, and with all due respect to Alex Smith, we talked about this before, with all due respect to Alex Smith, comeback player of the year should have been Adam Thielen doing the gritty dance, because the first game of the season when he did it, it was an atrocity. It was an absolute embarrassment to the entire organization and Adam Thielen's family alike. But what happened, Brent? Justin Jefferson showed him the ropes, right?
Yes.
Being a good teammate, took him under his wing a little bit. The rookie taking the veteran under his wing and showing him how to do the gritty dance. And by the time it was week 13, week 14, Adam Thielen was crushing it, and it was a great story. Now, I wasn't offended by the gritty dance or how bad he did it. I thought it was funny. Like, I thought it was a cool thing. That shows the personality, right? Like, that's fun.
Yes.
Let's remember, everybody, football is supposed to be fun as well. So I feel like if you rule with the iron fist and you rule with this jurisdiction, you say, we got to shut fun down, man, you're taking away why people watch the game in the first place sometimes.
Yeah, I think they have to. Here's the problem. You're going to now get into, I don't like the taunting play or the taunting flag that I think it happened in one of the preseason games. Like, the guy says something probably at the bottom of a pile or getting up and kind of celebration. And now because the official has their eyes and ears open for it because they've put an emphasis on it, they're getting a flag. And you're like, what the heck just happened? Like, what do you get flagged for? It's one thing if you go double bird somebody in their face.
Yeah, because now it's offensive. Now you're offending somebody.
I mean, but if you just says, come on, man. I mean, if we played basketball right down here, I'd say the same dang thing to you after I dunked on you.
Okay. Well then, hey. That's where violence comes into play. That's when you woke up and choose violence.
That's true.
I get that.
Yeah.
But no,
that'd be a 7-foot rim too.
No, I get what you're saying. But listen, the Super Bowl, when you go back to the annals of history, was the most memorable game? Maybe not. Right? I mean, it was kind of a dominating performance by the Buccaneers. Kansas City, their offense got shut down. But you don't remember, maybe more than anything about that Super Bowl was Antoine Winfield Jr. giving the deuce sign to Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Talk about poetic justice.
Yeah.
That's a penalty now?
Yeah.
Poetic justice is a penalty? How? That was literally the biggest payoff of all time. That was like watching 8 seasons of Game of Thrones and the series finale didn't actually suck and it was rewarding. That was 16 games and then the playoffs included, saying, you know what, Tyreek Hill, we got to, and what, I get it, it's cool. You had some swag. You throw his peace sign up, and the grand finale, the season finale, is losing the Super Bowl in a horrible fashion and have Antoine Winfield Jr., who I didn't know who he was at the time, give you the peace sign right to your face. How classic is that?
Yeah.
That doesn't belong in the game?
That's kind of sports, right?
Come on.
And that's what's really interesting here to me is we've now opened up Major League Baseball to almost allow this level of taunting that used to get incite brawls. And now it's okay. And now in the most violent sport of all, you do something like that and it's a flag.
It's insane, man.
I mean, so here's what's going to happen. We've seen the story, to go to the top of the segment here. This happened with the celebrations.
Yeah.
They're going to look for it. They're going to call some asinine penalties because of it. Everybody's going to rage because of it.
Yeah.
It's going to then change. What the suits have all said is essentially, we're towing a line that we don't want to tow. It's going a little bit too far. We got to reel these guys back in a bit. And so they're going to do this for about a year. They're going to do some things. And it's like, are you kidding me? We're all standing up in our living rooms or at the game, and the coaches on the sideline are like, are you kidding me? This is football. And almost to the point now where a guy gets shoved out of bounds. He gets tapped out of bounds. And I'm like, Did he really get a 15-yard penalty for that? It was like a little bit. He went 2 extra steps because he had a little shove, and that's a late hit. Come on, we're talking about a violent sport.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of those, and then we're going to backtrack off it in 2 years or next year or whatever. But get ready for it. It will be a frustrating part for some teams, I believe. You're asking guys to play an emotional game, a violent game at a very high level. Reactions take over, and now you're trying to say, hey, corral those reactions a little bit, okay? Or it's going to be 15 yards. We're going to see some stupid penalties out of this team because every team's going to have some of these, in my opinion. I don't like it. I think we know what obvious is. We know where the line is. And now these guys are going to look to stretch the line where it really isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I truly think, I think, and I don't want to sound like I'm over-exaggerating it, but I think you're trying to ruin the game by enforcing these types of rules here. It's because you alluded to this, and you've been asked this many times. You wouldn't play the game of football for $1 million.
No.
All right? That's your prerogative. I get it. I think you're crazy.
Really wouldn't play it if I couldn't throw up the deuces.
No, for sure. No, I get it. But I guarantee there's people out there that are going to be like, well, you know, they got to act like professionals. These are grown men, and they're acting like kids. I get it. On the outside looking in, 99% that aren't Brent Martineau, I wish I could play the game of football. I wish I could go through a training camp, and I would, you know, if I have the athleticism, the height, and the size, all this stuff. Okay, that's fine. But then you actually get through the gruels of a training camp, and you actually realize that, hey, do I need to pop, 25 pain pills like Tic Tacs today to get through the day? And you realize that there's a lot more to it than just, you know, playing a sport, okay? It's a mental toll. It's a physical toll as well. And the reason why, and I get money is a big factor, winning's a big factor. But if you talk to a guy like me who had fun every single time he stepped on the field, and I can attest for a bunch of teammates that felt the same way, a lot of guys still play the game. They put themselves through hell because guess what? It's fun, and it's supposed to be fun. Like, listen, I understand that when I, you know, put my helmet on, my shoulder pads on, I took the risks, right? I took the lifetime risks, and every guy in that locker room understands that. But I'm telling you right now, with the guys that I've seen in their drive and their mental fortitude, they could do whatever they wanted and be successful. They could be millionaires in any kind of profession. But they choose football because guess what? It's fun. You feel like a big-ass kid sometimes out there running around, right? And then that's why I think a lot of guys are drawn to that game. So you mean to tell me that you can't do a celebration if you score a touchdown? Like, you know, literally working your butt off your entire life, you make that highlight play, do, top 10 Sports Center, and all of a sudden you can't celebrate it without getting a penalty? How is that right? How is that fair, man? I'm telling you, and it's going to change, mark my words, it'll change. But if you start ruling with this iron fist and say, we got to shut fun down, man, you're killing the pureness of the game.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. There are some things that are going to be called a flag this year in the NFL, in my opinion. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But in my opinion, that you would do if you were playing 3-on-3 out of the court down the neighborhood, or a two-hand touch in the backyard.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where it's like, come on, these guys are athletes. They're competitors. Heck, a lot of them are friendly with each other, and they want to get the best of them. Yeah. And sometimes that includes a little bit of taunting.
Sure.
We all love to taunt.
Yeah.
I taunted the Yankee fans for 4 months. Now I'm going to get taunted for the next month
now
and a
Brent's
half.
got a smorgasbord of crow coming his way, man.
So,
all you can eat.
I mean, but we love that part of it. That's part of sports. So it'll be, let's just hope the officials don't get carried away. And let's be honest with this, okay? The reality is you have a bunch of people making these decisions, a lot. I don't know the exact committee that didn't play the game. That aren't known as athletes. They're known as businessmen, probably. And then you have a bunch of referees, quite frankly, that are like over the age of 55 and think this might be still 1975 sports, right? I mean, not all. Yeah, I know. But that's who are making these decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So you got to be really careful with that, I think. This is going to, in my opinion, this is going to be just like the touchdown celebration. We'll go back to the other way in just a bit. But it's going to be a painful year for some at times. I think it's going to be frustrating to watch to a degree.
Hingle McCringleberry would never make it in the NFL these days.
There was a player that actually did that celebration from Key and Peele. I can't remember who that player was, but he did the three
pumps.
Three pumps.
You can do 2, just not 3.
It's not 3 pumps.
Well, that is true.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that is actually like that. Who did it?
I forgot who
did it.
I forgot who it was.
I forget who it was too, but they called it.
Yeah, did they? They might have.
No, they did. I think I'm almost positive they called it.
Okay. I'm trying to look. Oh, it was Von Miller. But yeah.
Did he get called?
Von Miller got fined.
You know who else did it?
Aaron Rodgers.
No. Oh, did he do
Aaron Rodgers did it too? Yeah.
I'll tell you who else did it. I'm pretty sure Jan did it.
Oh, did Jan do it?
I'm pretty sure Ngakoue got called for a flag for doing it too.
Dang.
What I can't remember now is if it was Minnesota against the Jags or Baltimore against the Jags. Would he have played? It would have been Baltimore.
Yeah.
Or if it was when he was with the Jags. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, you guys will know out there, but I'm pretty sure Ngakoue got it too.
And can we go ahead and have a little sit down with Laviska Shenault and tell him, and I get it was frustrating last year, but you can't do the DX suck it sign this year without getting
it.
I doubt it, Brent. I mean, if you can't do
such part
you can't do 3 pumps, you can't do the DX sign either.
I know.
If you do them both, do you get 30 yards? The DX and the pumps?
I mean, you probably, yeah.
Do they still do that in wrestling?
The DX?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the DX thing in a while.
Born, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I see you, Brent.
Yeah. So my point being, if that's in prime time wrestling, right? Say on a Friday night or something, or Wednesday AEW.
Yeah.
Why then it shouldn't be a penalty.
Sure.
Again, that's my point. I mean,
the
Key and Peele stuff, you got to go find it, right? It's not like it's on your CBS, Fox, and NBC and everything.
I'm not going to lie, though. I'm not going to be the most pumped on if my son saw Laviska Shenault do it and say, hey, I'm Laviska Shenault, and goes to school and does this to his classmates. Or teachers, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a little line.
Yeah.
And I don't want to shut fun down, but, you know?
Yeah, I guess. That's probably.
If it does happen,
what's
though,
worse,
tell us
that
about
or like the middle finger?
Oh, man. I feel like you can get away with the DX a little more than the middle finger.
Yeah.
I mean, once you do the middle, and if my son's listening, once you do that, there's no going back, sir. Okay, repercussions will happen.
Here's what's happened with the middle finger, though, in my world, in my lifetime.
Okay.
Middle finger used to be like this. No.
Sure.
Middle finger then turned into like a fun thing.
Didn't Jan throw the middle finger too?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
But the middle finger to me kind of it's almost like it's a freaking emoji.
It is. Yeah, Brent tweeted that today.
I did it today.
You sent it to
it's
us today.
One.
Yeah, Brent
tweeted
that one today.
Yeah. You're going to tweet about the Red Sox and Yankees or share a text, and you're going to get the middle finger emoji.
Casey kind of had it coming, not going to lie.
But
same record as the Orioles. That's why they have the same record as the Orioles of late.
But since July 6th, you said, right?
Oof.
Did just sweep the Orioles, thankfully. Hey, but at one time the Yankees were in 4th place. Just want to let everybody know, okay?
Oof.
Everybody has their rough stretches.
Man.
But anyway, I don't know if do you look at it that way? Like I almost joke around. Like I can tell you this. I've probably flipped people off. If I don't really use it a lot, but if I do,
good.
I don't use it in jest.
It's more of just like a funny
or in haste. I use it more like as a fun kind of like
friends,
you know.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it should be allowed on a football field, by the way. But
man, everyone just throwing middle fingers around.
I'm really just talking about the evolution of the middle finger.
Sure,
okay?
sure. I mean, if we're being honest here, I haven't. It's not really my go-to.
And no, it really isn't. It's like it's too it's like almost too soft to mean anything.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Like if someone like in traffic, you know, if I cut somebody, I didn't cut somebody up. If I cut somebody off, I'm like
it doesn't. Whatever.
What?
Dude. I mean,
one finger's gonna ruin my day.
The middle finger? That's all you got.
I'm gonna lose sleep over one of your fingers. Nah, we're all good, man. Better bring something more to the table. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
So I don't know. I almost feel like the middle finger has changed over time. It became like that hard. Like, you just did what?
Yeah.
To. We're just messing around.
No, I'll never forget. We had this kid's name was Lucas. It was in daycare. This is probably this was like pre-K, dude. And this kid named Lucas said, "Hey, I dare you to take your middle finger and go to the teacher and put it up." I'm like, "Why?" Because I know what the big deal was. So I literally just gave her 2 of them. I go, hey, and I forgot what the teacher's name was. I remember it was Lucas, because Lucas was a troublemaker, right? Like, this kid had like firecrackers in his pocket all the time, and like he had like the
stink bombs.
Yeah, stink bombs. Like, yeah, all that. Like, how you getting through customs?
People still have stink bombs.
I don't know, but he had them. I swear he had them. Like, how do you get through customs with that, dude? We walked through the door, but anyways, so he told me I did it. I'm like, hey, boom, 2 of them right there for you, and yeah, there you go. Then
I'll give you a quick.
And then I learned my lesson.
I'll give you a quick funny story. This is what the middle finger now is to me.
Yeah,
we're actually eating dinner, which we hardly ever do at the table.
Yeah,
at all anymore. So it was last week.
Yeah,
and I don't know what the conversation was, but Steph's sitting across, Ty's sitting over here. I think Kaylee had gotten up.
Yep.
So it's a family dinner, by the way.
Yeah,
it's big in the Martineau house, and so. I must have said something busting Steph's chops.
Okay.
And Ty's like down eating, and Steph gives me the middle finger.
Yeah.
And as she gives me the middle finger, Ty looks up and catches her. And so
busted.
She totally got busted. And it was almost like this moment where it was like, did Mom just do that?
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And then just started laughing.
Oh, my wife is a huge proponent of middle, because and my wife's hip to the game. Okay. Book smart, street smarts, not too bad, but I got her beat there.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to go toe to toe with me in a debate or something, I'm bringing the fire, Brent. Right.
Absolutely.
So her go-to is just the middle finger. Like, we can go back and forth. All of a sudden, she's just like, yeah, whatever. Here's.
Well, that's the other thing about the middle finger. As we really stretch on about the middle finger here in Action Sports.
What's the deal with the middle finger? Yeah.
When I was a kid, you had to use the thumb. It was not right to you do them. Now it's like nobody uses the thumb, right? Seriously. Like, how do you stick up the middle finger?
I
use
use
your thumb or not?
Yeah,
no, thumb because it's more effort. Because it shows you care more.
Emphasis.
It shows you care that much more.
See, that's what I'm telling you. Like, most people now just stick up the middle finger because it seems fun.
Entitled. True.
See, it's not as hardcore.
Yeah, because if you bring that crook thumb to it, it means it's bad intentions.
It's a little more emphasis. That's like hard F.
That's bad.
My mom was a big middle finger person, and one of my first memories, she used to flick people off in traffic all the time, and apparently we were going to dinner with my grandparents, and someone cut off my grandpa, and I then asked him, are you going to do the finger thing that my mom does?
Snitching. Love it.
All right. Didn't know we'd go that long on the middle finger, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690. A lot of football to get to in a little bit. And maybe a little motorcycle ride. Got to ask you about that. How's that going?
Going good.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny, hot and humid today. Some scattered afternoon storms with highs near 90 degrees, dropping into the 70s tonight, and partly sunny tomorrow. Once again, some scattered afternoon storms with highs around 90, but feel like temperatures near 100. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Goodyear believes in the power of moving forward. No matter if it's on the track, the court, or the field, movement makes us want to be more. It pushes us to go further, to show the world what we can do. Movement has the unique ability to change our perspective, to challenge us, to work for a better tomorrow. Movement can even bring us together when we're still. Because if we're focused on the next move, we don't have to worry about what's behind us. Goodyear, more driven.
DoorDash is here with Summer of Dash Pass. Right now, Dash Pass members are taking $10 off groceries, alcohol, pet food, and more. Need a nightcap? $10 off. Got a cough? Get relief delivered for less. Want to surprise your crush? Send a gift and save. Try Dash Pass for free and get special savings, exclusive menu items, and $0 delivery fees year-round. Get more from your neighborhood now with Dash Pass in the DoorDash app, and stay cool out there. Terms and conditions apply.
Just be positive. Just be a happy homeowner. With a Community First Mortgage Champions, you'll know you're getting the best deal and a great experience. You'll get a super rate, close in as little as 30 days, save about $3,000 in closing costs, and enjoy championship service at every step. So you're as happy buying your home as the day you move in. Well, almost. Apply or learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity. The future of college football is now, and our primary goal is to position the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and Jacksonville to be prepared for a potential college football expansion. And we need you, our local business leaders, to join our team and showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. Gator Bowl Sports has opportunities for all companies, whether you have 5 employees or 5,000. I would love to meet you and talk about our future. If you'd like to learn more, contact me at 904-798-1700.
You work hard for that car or truck you're driving, so take care of it with the best car wash around. It's Prime Car Wash. That's where I take my truck. Full service interior, full service exterior. Speed and service just for you. If you need to wait in style. There's spacious lounges, child-friendly lounges, Wi-Fi, and Starbucks coffee, so you can get some work done. Prime Car Wash has 2 locations, Beach Boulevard and San Jose. Give it a try. Get a membership. Your vehicle deserves the best. You deserve the best. Prime Car Wash. Clean inside, clean outside.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99 at the new Roosevelt location. Dine in during football season, and you have a chance to win tickets to the next home game. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno Ranch, Caribbean Jerk, Spicy Blue Cheese, Lemon Pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Ronald McDonald House of Jacksonville will host its inaugural Sporting Clays Classic event Friday, September 17th, 9 a.m. at Jacksonville Clay Target Sports. Enjoy an afternoon of busting clays, amazing auctions, contests, awards, and gifts, all while supporting critically ill children. To learn more, visit www.rmhcjacksonville.org. Proceeds support Ronald McDonald House of Jacksonville, which provides lodging, meals, transportation, and compassionate care to families of critically ill children.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at BrentASJax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Deshaun's here. Again, every day he's here, he comes in, he works. He does what we ask him to do. And, he's here every day and he's doing fine. No, he's not injured. He's just, like you said, each day we come up each day and we have a thing for him. And basically we got done what we needed to done yesterday in practice.
Coach Culley there in Houston.
Talk about fourth-string quarterback Deshaun Watson.
Hey, you've been around football all your life. It's a great opportunity for you to be a head coach for the first time. And oh, here's this Deshaun Watson situation.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, and maybe it's not in fairness, but I'm not sure Culley gets the job without the Deshaun Watson mess to begin with in terms of wanting out and everything else that's going on in Houston, because it seemed like it was an untouchable job for so many.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people think this guy's great for the gig because he's so even keel and really good guy, and so maybe he can help the Houston organization out of this. I don't know if Culley's the long-term solution, but what a mess on his hands.
Do you think, and we don't really know the ins and outs of everything, but do you get the sense that some coaches maybe turn the Houston job down? Maybe some coordinators are just like, I mean, I'm not sure like what the whole Bieniemy thing was, how that all ended up. I don't think he got interviewed by Houston.
I can't remember exactly now through the process.
I know Watson wanted him.
Were they? I think they were like the last ones to hire somebody, right?
Them are the
Pretty
Eagles.
sure.
Okay, yeah.
You thought the Eagles were?
Maybe it was the Texans
with Sirianni.
But yeah, they're one of the last.
Listen, do I think they got turned down by about 5 different people? Probably.
Yeah.
Because the Culley move was so out of the scope of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying everybody was right that maybe it's Bieniemy or maybe it's this guy or maybe it's this guy or Peterson gets another chance, whoever they were saying, Lincoln Riley. Well, I think on those guys, they might never get to the table because if I'm representing Eric Bieniemy, I'm like, hey, dude, I know you haven't got a job yet, but you don't want to go there. If I'm representing ex-coach, I'm like, yeah, might not want to go there. I mean, think about what they got. They got I don't know how old Culley is, but I think he's in his 60s. And this is his first NFL coaching job. It's not like every team was calling him to be the head coach.
Yeah.
You know? And again, that doesn't mean he's not. Maybe he'll do a great job. So I know it sounds kind of disrespectful. I just think that's the reality of it. It's just they were probably on name number 12 on their list. And then they had to attack it a different way. So, yeah, I don't think anybody wanted to touch that gig.
David Culley is 65 years old.
Yeah, I mean, 65, first-time head coach, right?
Yeah.
I think he's first-time head coach. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to that. I think David Culley does not end up the head coach of the Houston Texans without multiple people turning you down. I guess that's my answer.
True.
Yeah.
True. No.
Brett Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Talk some more football right now. Steven, let's get him in. I think he wants to talk a little Shaq Quarterman, the local guy, doing well and turning some heads out there at training camp and in the first game. What's up, man?
Hey, I just wanted to get Austin's opinion. They did a story on Cullen giving praise to him about he's worked hard in his coverage, and in the game, he pretty much, if anybody ran to him, he tackled him. He's worked on his coverage. And I'm sure Austin would know if Cullen gives you a compliment or praise like that, you might eventually start in his defense.
Yeah. Listen, it's a great question when we talk about Shaq Quarterman. This was a guy, as a rookie, as one of my bold predictions I remember in training camp, I thought he was going to be a starter just from the type of demeanor that he brings on a field. Now, you know, when we talk about the Joe Cullen prototypical type player, you got to be physical, you got to be fast, but most importantly, and this is what, and we had Josh Allen on, and he can attribute to this, you have to be relentless. You have to be relentless in every aspect, whether it's read recognition, but especially with your effort. And I think Shaq Quarterman, his effort has never been questioned. I think even back in his college days, I think that was one of his, one of the likes of Money Scouts was the fact this guy hustles everywhere he goes. Joe Cullen is a sucker for that. Because Joe Cullen's under the philosophy of if you have the heart and if you have the stick-to-itiveness, if you will, Joe Cullen can coach you up and get the best out of you in terms of, dropping back into coverage and re-reckoning, all that stuff. But you have to have the heart. You have to have the want to. And I think Shaq Quarterman has that. So to answer the question, where do I see Shaq Quarterman in this defense going forward? Is he going to be a starter? Well, maybe not right off the get-go. Right, because I think right now with Miles Jack, with Joe Schobert, I'm not Joe Schobert is gone. Hello, thank you very much. I'm still back in the old days here. Yeah, with Wilson,
just 4 days ago.
I know, but still, it's time to move on. Sorry, that's my Wisconsin dude. It is what it is. But Damian Wilson, and I think it's also a guy that you can keep in mind. Yeah, in terms of height, not an every down pass rusher. Obviously, doesn't have that experience, but I think of him like a Pernell McPhee was for Baltimore last year, where you bring him in to stop the run possibly on the outside. Not to say, Shaq Quarterman can do that, because you have a guy like Dwayne Smoot, who I think they like as well, that can do that. But I'm just saying, I think there's roles carved out for Quarterman just because of the way he plays the game and the way he approaches the game.
I think the cool thing about Quarterman is he could really develop, listen, I'm a sucker for a story, and as a local product, fourth-round guy, he already had an unbelievable career at Miami, really. I don't know if everybody expected he would do what he did there for as long as he did it. I mean, he ended up being a staple there in Miami. So, out of Reigns, it's a really cool story brewing. I mean, you're talking a couple miles away from the stadium where he played high school ball and grew up, and now is really seriously opening eyes. It's not like, hey, what if, or that's pretty cool, he got drafted and maybe he'll play some special teams. I think it's really in this regime's mind starting to shape up like, hey, now this kid can play.
Yeah.
And what we want to do, to your point, he can do some of those things. So he's had a good camp. They've raven about him. It's not the only linebacker. They like their linebackers. They think they have depth at the linebackers in names that you don't really know much about. The Dakota Allen and, Chappelle Russell.
Yeah.
Never even heard of the guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
and he ends up here. And they like these guys. Again, some special teams included in there, too. But, keep an eye on Shaq Quarterman. It's going to be a fun story to follow.
Well, and I can't state this enough. If he brings effort like he's been bringing the effort, he's always going to have an opportunity to get some kind of role in this defense. Every time we see Joe Cullen, Brent, he says what to me? Dallas. That Dallas, can't have a normal conversation. He's got to say, Dallas lost. I'm like, yeah, coach, good to see you too. But the reason why he always brings that up is because keep in mind what Joe Cullen had to go through his first year here, which was my rookie year here. Guy by the name of Derek Harvey, who the Jaguars gave up a lot to get in the beginning, right?
Thought it was a missing piece.
Yeah, underachieved, but still a first-round pick in his own right. Joe Cullen comes in here, sees that Derek Harvey maybe isn't up to his standards in terms of relentlessness and working hard, and whatever it was, week 5, week 6 goes, let's bench him. Let's bench a former first-round pick, even though it's my first year on the defensive line. I'll die on that hill if I have to. Austin, you're in because you hustled. And that's why I got my starting spot, because I was relentless and I hustled. That's how much it means to Joe Cullen if you can do that. And I think Shaq Quarterman right now is finding himself in that mold. Now, the guys ahead of him, I think, are great players as well. I think they hustle to the ball, so it's going to be hard to maybe be a starter right away. But being on Joe Cullen's radar, it's a good spot to be.
Yeah, it's interesting that this regime, we were talking about talent acquisition, they like some of the leftover talent. I know everybody's critical of the last regime, and there's plenty of places to be critical of, and Joe Schobert might be one.
Yeah.
But then guys like Shaq Quarterman might be, hey, that was a pretty good fight in the 4th round. Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But there were so many players left over because that draft was so big, had 12 picks, and just some young guys already on the roster. Keep in mind, Urban Meyer, Trent Baalke kept a lot of that talent, and is trying to build around some of that talent that is still here. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
Kevin Durant is right now the best player to ever play basketball in New York for either team. He's the best player.
Was that even a question, though?
No, I'm not. It's not
was
a
that
question.
Even a question?
It's a statement.
Alan?
It's a statement, Jay. Dr. J played for the Nets. Jason Kidd, Patrick Ewing, Clyde Frazier, Willis Reed. He is the best player to ever play in the biggest market in the country.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
This is Duval County Medical Society Foundation President Dr. Sunil Joshi, and I urge you to get vaccinated against COVID-19. While the vaccine cannot 100% protect you from catching the virus, it is extremely effective against preventing severe illness and death. There's a lot of misinformation about the COVID-19 vaccine. The best resource for the truth is a doctor. Submit your questions to the Duval County Medical Society at dcmsonline.org/getvaccinated, and we'll provide the facts.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jacks Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The Golf Club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the Golf Club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the Golf Club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY. There is a taste of the islands in every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, imported directly from Tequila, Mexico to Jacksonville Beach. Vida de Luis is the only locally owned tequila in Jax Beach. Support local and try Vida de Luis. Award-winning, smooth, all natural, no aldehydes or additives, which means wake up feeling good the next morning. Find out where you can pick up a bottle of Vida de Luis, Blanco, Reposado, or Añejo. Just visit VitaDeLuis.com. Support local and taste the islands in every drop.
Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Culhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips, shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Culhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and South Side. Culhane's Irish Pub. Irish sass with 5-star class.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Pro or against? That seems to be the only thing that matters these days in the marijuana discussion. But what about the facts? At Mary, we've taken it upon ourselves to lay it all out there in our podcast. Just pure, unbiased education about medical marijuana and unlawful use of cannabis. Find it at mary.famu.edu. That's mmeri.famu.edu.
The Dave single from Wendy's made with fresh, never frozen beef has the power to blow your mind. But now that the Dave single is buy one, get one for $1, as well as the spicy or classic chicken sandwich and the spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, Wendy's BOGO for $1 deal is gonna blow your mind and your speakers. Get these faves, BOGO $1 only at Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with combo or any other offer.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
You said iron players. I was thinking of Webb Simpson here. I'm going to go with Louis Oosthuizen. Is there a better iron player in the world?
No.
Yeah, I'll go with Louis. That would be expensive in fantasy, wouldn't it?
Him and Matsuyama are 1 and 2, yeah.
How are we doing on the golf?
Oh, couldn't be better. Thanks for asking.
Did Austin win last week?
Is that even a question?
Yes, Austin won last week.
Tell you what, Brent, we're going back to Tommy Namski's right now. If I win this week, you guys are in trouble.
So tell me how Louis Oosthuizen just says, you know what, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to play. Mm-hmm. And the beginning of that clip was you saying I should pick Webb Simpson, but I'm not if you didn't hear it.
Yeah, and by the way, what did Webb, I know he was like second place, but what did he end up?
Like 5th, I think.
Is that so? I would have been done pretty dang good if I had picked Webb.
Hideki somehow misses the cut, and Austin's dude finishes T60. So the winner this week was T60 that made the cut.
But
it doesn't matter how long it takes.
How did you say you're keeping track of this now? Because it's your job to keep track of this.
Yeah, well, I was just doing finishes. So we both obviously lose. Last week, me and Austin tied for first, and then The Olympics is weird, but you had better finishes than everybody. So we'll give you the Olympics.
Yeah,
Me and Austin-
Are we though?
Giving them the Olympics?
I should get
you don't get any money.
100 bonus points for the Olympics.
I don't know about that, Brett, because we had to pick the gold, bronze, and the silver as well.
And I
See, this is like the
nailed it.
This is like the preseason, if you will. We'll iron it out for next year. We'll keep the points. It'll be competitive. This is like the preseason. We're just getting warmed up. So,
Okay.
But Austin's the Ravens right now of the preseason golf picks.
Got a ring to it a little bit, right? Sounds good.
You picked Shaman. You picked the guy I'd never even heard of.
Hey, he had momentum going in. Now I don't know what happened. I'll be honest, didn't watch a lick of it.
Okay, so
didn't know I won.
So the FedEx playoffs are happening.
Yes, this is the first leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
These are always interesting because somebody usually gets really hot and wins a couple of times. Horschel won it. Furyk's done it. McElroy's done it, of course. But
Dustin Johnson last year just won them all.
This is like change your life kind of money because
it's $10 million.
$10 million on top of
just to win the cup.
Yeah,
right.
That's just the cup money. So, like, if you win the tournament's $1.5 million, and you know what? Real quick sidebar. I was watching Tyler McCumber, local guy, because he was in second going into Sunday. It is amazing the difference between first place money and like the rest. I mean, first place money last week's tournament. Now, it's not like this at some of the bigger events and like the Players' Championship. You still finish second. I think you're getting like $900,000 or something.
Yeah, pocket change, huh?
But I think last week to win, it was like 1.1 or 1.2 million. Second place was like 290,000. Now, listen, 290,000 is still a lot of money.
Sure.
But a difference between first and second was like $1 million almost.
That's insane.
Well, McCumber shoots even par in the final round.
Yeah.
And he finished 15th. He made 90,000.
Yeah.
The difference between first and 15th was like $1.1 million. I don't know why it hit me in that event, but I was like, I thought the gap wasn't that far. Like, I thought finish 15th, you're still going to cash a six-figure check. I mean, he almost did. It was at 90,000. But, man, every stroke matters.
It really does.
That's the moral of the story.
Yes, sir.
Last year, like I just said, Dustin Johnson won this event. It was the first leg of the playoffs. He won $1.7 million. He then finished in second in the second event and won just under $1 million. Because when the FedEx Cup, the bigger events in the majors, obviously the money's bigger. So he won a lot of money there, and then he went on to win the Cup the next week. So that's $10 million. That's like what, $15 million in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And he won the Masters like a month before that. So.
Now listen, Dustin Johnson is loaded, right? He's got a ton of money. He doesn't. But a guy like Billy Horschel won this. Billy Horschel, who has gone on to make, I don't know what his career earnings are, but that was a life changer, like a game changer. You know, Horschel's done very well, but he hasn't done that kind of well. And Furyk is like one of the best check cashers of all time. You know, all time. I mean, I think he's a Hall of Famer. But that, too, was like put him on a different stratosphere when you're talking 13, 14 million bucks in a month.
I mean, even somebody like Rory McIlroy, when he won the most recent one, he talked about it before. He's like, this is life-changing money, even for somebody like me. So one, subtle flex, like even somebody like me. Okay, cool. But still, it could change even somebody like his life. So yes.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
this one could change my life, winning 3 times in a row.
Yes.
So
here's
a lot
what we
of
know.
lives could be changed.
It's really not going to change your life.
Okay. Okay.
No matter what happens. What do we got?
So here's what we know. Like we said, Northern Trust, New Jersey, cool venue. This is a golf tournament that switches venues around. Last year they did not play here. They did in 2019, in which Patrick Reed won.
It's a cool golf course. The backdrop's awesome with New York City right at the backdrop. I was telling Casey I went to go watch the President's Cup, the final round, a couple years back when the Jags were up there, I think, playing the Jets. And it's just a neat backdrop. Really good stuff. So, all right, what do we got?
Are we just picking one golfer again?
Yeah, one golfer.
Just one. You
got a lot of good names here.
Everybody's good. You want someone that hits a lot of greens. The greens are tough to hit. You want guys that hit
Don't take Louis Oosthuizen. He might pull out with a neck injury.
He already has pulled out, so definitely don't pick Louis Oosthuizen. I'm going to take Rory McIlroy. He has good performances here all the way back in 2009 when there was a regular event here. He was good here in 2019. He's been okay of late, not great. Kind of under the radar this year. Give me Rory.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and I get it. You have to hit the greens. That's very important in the sport of golf. I think what we're underestimating here, guys, is that they're playing in New Jersey. And the guy that's probably going to do well in this tournament is a guy who looks like he could fist pump, drink a Red Bull vodka in the middle of the club, and fist pump all night long, the Jersey way. Shout out to Jersey Shore, one of the worst shows in television history. So as I'm going through the field right now, I'm saying, which guy looks really Jersey to me? Which guy could you see fist pumping?
Gosh, I'd love to come up with somebody right now, like just off the cuff. Like, who looks Jersey on the tour?
Wearing an Affliction t-shirt with some shades, listening to Pitbull in his minivan. And to me, it comes down to two guys. One guy, I don't really know who he is. He looks really Jersey in this picture. His name is Kyle Stanley. Now, I'm not taking Kyle Stanley.
Stanley had a nice run a few years back.
Exactly, right? Has been. With all due respect to him,
Stanley made this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
He's either great or horrible.
Wow.
So.
I didn't know he was still playing, to be honest.
I'm not taking him. I'm taking a guy I've heard of before. We've all heard of him before. And I'll be honest, in this picture, this guy looks pretty dang Jersey. I'm taking Brooks Koepka.
There you go. Out on a limb there.
He's clean shaven.
He actually does.
In this picture, this picture looks Jersey. That's that guy's Jersey right there. He's rocking the hair, Joe.
He is pretty.
You're Jersey.
He's kind of Jersey.
Is he from Jersey?
He's from Florida.
Okay.
He's the most Florida boy of all time. But you were spot on where he could just start pounding drinks on the course.
There it is. So Jersey. I'm feeling pretty confident. And is he a favorite? Obviously.
Yes. Anytime he teases it up.
No. Whoa. Hang on now. Don't act like I just went chalk here.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka.
What are the odds?
He plays like 6 times a year.
What are the odds here?
He is a favorite anytime he tees it up in a major. He does not care if it's a major champion.
Yeah, it's big money. I mean, this is a big event. These are big events.
It is certainly a very solid selection.
This is Koepka's
I'm going to be honest. I don't like how Brent came at me like I just picked chalk, though. I don't like that at all.
Now, listen, you got to pick to win, man.
What are the odds?
That's fine.
Hey, trust
I think
me.
it's a good pick.
Hey, I've been picking to win. Don't worry about that. I just want to know what the odds are. We'll find those later.
We got
Brent.
Rory. We got Brooksy. What do we got, Brent?
All right. I almost went with Kevin Na here.
Okay.
All right.
But then I
said, nah.
Couldn't resist, could you?
Casey teed me up. I'm going to go with our guy, Morikawa.
You want to talk about chalk?
Yeah.
Colin Morikawa, 18-1 to win this tournament. Brooks Koepka's 20-1.
Number 1 greens and regulation percentage this year. Did you look it up?
It's actually number 2. You know who's number 1 you'll never get.
I just looked at it. Oh, yes, it's Cameron Percy.
You did just look
Are you guys kidding me right now with this?
You know who's number 7? And I root for him here. And he actually, I think he played pretty well last week, is Russell Knox.
Yeah.
He'd gone off the radar for a bit. We've had him on the show before.
Sure,
Russell Knox is awesome. He's fun. So maybe get another local guy go on a run here in the FedEx Cup.
He's great at hitting greens. He's in my DraftKings right now, Russell Knox.
The problem with even in Knox sometimes is the putting. You know,
Yeah.
That's why these guys aren't winning. You can hit the greens, but if you don't make any putts,
it's very. I've always wondered how Russell Knox is like first on approach, strokes gained, first greens regulations, putting's like 211.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you
just make
putts? Greens, that's crazy.
Another sleeper I'll give you quick. Corey Connors having a great year, so that would have been a pick to make.
By the way, Chris Jericho taking on MJF tonight on AEW Dynamite. His final task through MJF. We'll see what happens.
Where are they?
Good. I think they're in Milwaukee actually tonight.
Are they?
Yeah.
The Deer District.
The Deer District. Yeah, man. Yeah, hopefully they're wearing their masks.
Bring a wrestling ring out to the Deer District.
I mean, you might as well.
That'd be
Everything
awesome.
else is going on out there. 60,000 people just hanging out.
How's AEW doing? Killing it?
Yeah. There's some rumors, some speculations going on.
About what?
Not
Tim
me.
Tebow?
Maybe,
No, it's no Tebow.
No, Tebow. No.
Tim Tebow's all elite.
Maybe a friend of the show might be in the future.
Yeah.
You know
that still hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Rumors are maybe this Friday.
Keep our eye open.
I'll keep you posted.
Thank you very much.
I know you're concerned.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Football at 5. We go one-on-one with Tyson Campbell and more Jags talk on the way.
You know you want to buy a boat, and now is the perfect time to buy a boat. Why? Because One-to-One Financial Credit Union has slashed its boat loan rates again. We're literally the only place in town that lets you finance up to 100% of your new or used boat, and you don't even have to make payments for 60 days. Come on, there's never been a better time to buy a boat. And do it smart with an amazing boat loan from One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA. You want to buy a boat?
For the ones going above and beyond. For the ones reaching out, helping out, and lending a hand. For the ones people count on.
you can count on Grainger. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, backed by 24/7 customer support and specialists to help with hard-to-find products. Because you've got everyone's back, we've got yours. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact that RV sales are at an all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where JTech comes into play. JTech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity. The future of college football is now, and our primary goal is to position the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl and Jacksonville to be prepared for a potential college football expansion. And we need you, our local business leaders, to join our team and showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. Gator Bowl Sports has opportunities for all companies, whether you have 5 employees or 5,000. I would love to meet you and talk about our future. If you'd like to learn more, contact me at 904-798-1700.
You work hard for that car or truck you're driving, so take care of it with the best car wash around. It's Prime Car Wash. That's where I take my truck. Full service interior, full service exterior, speed and service just for you. If you need to wait in style. There's spacious lounges, child-friendly lounges, Wi-Fi, and Starbucks coffee, so you can get some work done. Prime Car Wash has 2 locations, Beach Boulevard and San Jose. Give it a try. Get a membership. Your vehicle deserves the best. You deserve the best. Prime Car Wash. Clean inside, clean outside.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Right now, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott will continue to ramp up his throwing program from his lat strain, but Coach Mike McCarthy said he probably won't play at all this preseason. If that is the case, Prescott's first live action after last year's serious leg injury will be the season opener against the Buccaneers. An update on Colts quarterback Carson Wentz today from Coach Frank Reich said everything's going well as he continues his comeback from foot surgery. They're being cautious with Wentz, and offensive lineman Quentin Nelson also returning from foot surgery. That is the right approach, notes ESPN's Jeff Saturday.
I would make sure over those first couple weeks we want them to be there, but if they can't, kind of no harm, no foul. When we hit those weeks for playoff purposes, I want them to be ready to rock. So definitely would not rush them back.
Jeff Saturday on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Indy opens up the season against Seattle. Tigers TV analyst Jack Morris has been suspended indefinitely by Bally Sports Detroit after he used an accent when describing what the Tigers should do when pitching to Angels star Shohei Ohtani last night. In addition, Morris will undergo bias training. He has apologized for his comments.
With no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, and an app that lets you bank anytime, anywhere, choosing Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I mean, the running back situation is a little bit weird. Okay. I think Marvin, and I know we're going to talk about Chenault too, but I think Marvin Jones is a massive value in fantasy leagues this year.
He looked good. He had a bunch of impressive catches. He's a professional, right? I that's such a lame cliche to throw around sometimes, but it was clear that they have plenty of young talent amongst that wide receiver group. They needed a guy who's been there, done that, who could show them how to fulfill potential, and Marvin Jones does that for them.
That is ESPN's, what are they on, like a 24-hour, 36-hour fantasy football?
36.
I was watching some of it last night, doing a little homework, fellas. Look out.
I mean, all you got to do is talk to me, but okay.
I think I saw, and we're going to get into this a little bit, I think I saw ETN like around 23 in the running back room, 25 or 27 for James Robinson.
Okay.
And then it was 31, interestingly enough, for Leonard Fournette.
Are we going to have Mike Clay back on so I can gloat about my predictions?
We can get him on.
That'd be great.
Do you think he'd like to be here, or will he hate us
probably
when
not.
he's done?
I
He was a nice guy when we had him on.
He was a great guy. Wasn't the biggest fan of my Josh Allen observation.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah. I mean, you can't win everybody over.
Can't win everybody over, man.
A little fantasy football, a little Tyson Campbell coming up, too. Before we do that, how's the motorcycle riding going?
Motorcycle is going great. Thanks for asking. I actually picked it up today and took the first ride today. And believe me when I say I was nervous like you wouldn't believe, because I go to the Harley dealership, right? And for those of you that don't know, so my uncle, who passed 2 years ago due to cancer, he left me his Harley.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. And it's a long story, but long story short, on my dad's side of the family, I don't really converse with anybody except my uncle. My uncle, for whatever reason, kept in touch with me, made sure I was always doing well, and this started from high school on. So always a great guy and really took pride in care of his Harley. It's a 2006 Harley Fat Boy. So left me that in his will. So it got shipped down to Jacksonville, and then I want to make sure everything runs smoothly, obviously. So I took it to the Harley dealership, had it shipped to the Harley dealership. It finally got done today. Everything's in working order. We're good to go. So had the first ride today. Now I got my license and everything, so we're good there. But believe me when I say, and
I mean, like check yes or no, from what I understand.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I grew up riding trail bikes, so I know the gist of it, right? I know the gist of it. But so, you know, it's kind of a intimidating atmosphere because everyone there is, you know, like the Harley guys, you know, the workers, and there's like 20 people there, you know, just around gathered. So they bring my bike out, and you know, it's big, but I'm a big guy, so I'm not like too intimidated in terms of the size. I know how to ride a motorcycle, but like just the people being there, you know, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, look at this thing!" You know, that's Cherry right there. That's Cherry. Some guy said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, cool. All right." So the guy gives me the keys, and I whisper to him, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, so is this like one of those older ones you put the key underneath, right?" He goes, "What?" And he goes, "Huh?" I go, "The key underneath the engine." He goes, "No, you don't need a key. Like it's got the proximity reader where if you get close enough, it starts." Yeah, exactly. It's a 2006. I didn't know they had that back in 2006. Seriously? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no.
I wouldn't have either.
So he's like, "No, you don't need that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good." Because like the whole time through this process, I've acted like I'm an expert, right? Because I'm not going to be like, "Hey, I've never ridden a Harley before. Can you help me?" I don't want to be that guy, right? Because you know what? It's like if you go to a Golf Pro shop, So you want to.
But so basically, you don't want to be the guy. Like all these people watching.
Yeah.
Your first ride out.
The only
and you can't even start the damn thing.
Hey, so the only thing I'm thinking is don't stall out, don't stall out, don't stall out. And keep in mind,
I'm with you here, by the way. I can see it. I can feel you right now.
So my wife was there too because she dropped me off, obviously, right? And she was gonna follow me home to make sure everything worked okay. So I get on the bike, start up, no problems, right? Now there's a heel and toe shifter. And long story short, if you know anything about motorcycles, traditionally it's just a toe shifter.
Yeah.
But my uncle, he's got a heel shifter on there as well. And basically, when they put a heel shifter on, it's more comfortable if you're cruising, especially on a Harley. Okay, very cool. So I start the bike up. It's on an incline. Keep in mind, there's like 20 people there. This couple that just pulled up, biker family. Guy was wearing a tank top, had the white beard.
Oh, yeah.
You know, probably a little, over, just a typical Harley guy.
Look good.
Look good though. Whatever.
Yeah,
looked mean.
Stereotypical guy.
Looked mean.
Looked
okay.
mean, yeah.
But so I'm pushing the bike. It started.
At the saloon tonight.
Exactly. So I started, and he was wearing a vest too. So take that for all you want. Yeah. So I start the bike up, and I'm kind of rolling it down the hill, not driving it yet. I'm just rolling it because it's in neutral. And the guy like looks up and he's like nods his head, like, yeah. So now I got that pressure because this guy's like just gave me the hell. And
I'm the Beard family.
And I think he even said, he's like, hell yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay. So
I feel like a song should be playing right now
I know,
under this
man.
story.
So I turn and look at my wife. I go, okay, thumbs up. Here we go. I throw it in first gear. and no problems whatsoever. Got to the light. Now, balance was a little different because, once again, it's new. It's heavier than I'm accustomed to. So at the light, I was kind of rocking a little bit. Didn't look the coolest. Okay. I'll be honest with you. Thankfully, I was down the driveway of the Harley dealership where they couldn't see that part.
They couldn't see anymore.
Rocking it a little too much. No swag there. But yeah, thankfully, took off and it was fine.
This isn't a waterbed, man. It's a motorcycle.
Yeah, it's a motorcycle. Sure. Yeah, so
glad. I can picture you there.
Yeah.
And I am going to relate this to golf in a way.
Yeah.
Because anybody I haven't driven a motorcycle, and I'm probably not going to.
Yeah. Well, you can drive mine sometime.
Yeah, I don't know if you want that.
Okay.
But, but anybody who's been on the first tee of a golf course with everybody watching knows exactly what you're talking about right
man.
now.
It's so much pressure.
It's like the worst. It's like I get up there, but I don't even go to the range.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you get 15 people around.
Yeah.
And you think you're in the Masters.
Dude, I don't know.
Who the hell is this person watching? Who cares what they think, right?
No, for sure.
You feel like Jim Nantz is calling it.
You care, but you know what? And it's like, but it would be like you at the first tee saying, "Yeah, I'm going to par this course," because like the whole time I was talking to this guy, I was talking a big game, and like. Believe me, I've walked to the cage before many times. I've fought. I've played in big crowds in the NFL. But like that moment and once again, under my breath a little bit so nobody could, hey, so the key underneath, right? And he just goes, huh? Like, huh? And I go, the key underneath. Do I turn he's like, no. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Yeah, I'm just yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
That's so good.
So,
hey, by the way, I have 2 questions. Mm-hmm. I feel like on this cruiser, you got the heel gears,
heel shifter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I feel like you need like boots on or something.
Oh yeah. So
what do you, I mean, this isn't like flip flops or sneakers.
Well,
here.
no, because I'm wearing flip flops. I never wear flip flops, but I have a little infection in my toe, so I got to wear flip flops. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
Yeah,
it's not contagious.
Explain that later.
It's not contagious. Don't worry about it. But no, I wear high tops. Not steel toed. You're supposed to, you can wear steel toed boots, but I wear high tops.
Okay.
Like high top Vans.
Oh, so you got sneakers on.
Sneakers, yeah. You can wear sneakers.
Yeah, I bet.
It's recommended you wear steel toe boots, but I wear sneakers.
I feel like you should have gone there with boots and your gang skiing jacket.
Yeah, I thought about that. Didn't want to make too much of a spectacle of it. And that's another thing too. I didn't take into account. I figured, man, I get on the highway, get the air, and everything, and I did. I went about 70. That felt cool. A little scary.
Yeah,
felt cool though. But when there's traffic or you stop at a light, it's toasty.
Was it hot?
Did not anticipate that. I'm like, you guys got to go. This light's got to turn green because I'm sweating right now. Yeah. So that sucks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's cool, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
So are you going to pull up to work in the Harley?
I was going to do it today, but shout out to the weather app saying it was going to rain 60% chance at 5 o'clock.
Well, it does that about every day.
Yeah, so here we are.
It actually did rain when I drove up. Today, so coming up.
It was raining in my house horribly, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. So if you were coming from the direction I was, you would have been.
But I'll tell you what, I think tomorrow, according right now, and I talked to Money Mike Burrish tonight about it as well. I think Thursday we should be good. So maybe I'll bring the bike Thursday. Yeah.
I mean, we try not to work in stereotypes too much, but as far as stereotypes go, you kind of fit
have
into
I checked every box now?
You kind of fit into the bike.
Yeah.
Like you look like you fit a motorcycle.
Good.
If I pull up in a Harley,
I'm
like, what the hell is this dude doing? Right?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I've seen a picture.
I couldn't do it.
Well, I've seen a picture of you and a certain co-host.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I looked good
Harleys.
that day.
I'm not gonna lie. It looked like you belonged.
If you don't mind me saying so myself, that day looked pretty damn cool.
And how'd you feel? You felt tough?
I looked kind of cool, like I was in Greece, more so than I'm going to the saloon later.
Looking like the Fonz of today, though. Not from Happy Days.
A little more
the Fonz right now.
Then going down to bike week at Daytona.
Sure. You still look good, though.
So,
I got you.
That is my one and only motorcycle appearance there.
Yeah. Casey, any motorcycle appearances?
No, sir.
All right.
Don't have any balance.
I actually used to go on a motorcycle when I was a kid a lot. My uncle drove motorcycles.
Nice.
Rode motorcycles. And I just remember over the years, we didn't even spend a lot of time around my uncle, but every time we would, it seemed like he'd give us a ride on the motorcycle.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. Hang on tight.
Yep.
But that's really my only experience with motorcycles.
Yeah. Well, that's like because my wife's like, hey, can we go for a ride? I'm like, absolutely not. No. Like, because I'm
she
a big.
wanted to get on?
Yeah, because she's been on motorcycles before, too. I'm like, no, we're all good.
I like that.
I'm going to, but I don't. I'm going to learn how to ride it first, and then you just mind your time, okay? Yeah. I'm going to call you from the bullpen when we're ready to go.
So seriously, how much do you think you'll ride it?
It's I'd love to ride every single day. It's just the weather because I don't want to ride in rain. Yeah. Like that's the last thing I want to do.
You don't want to go through all that stuff.
No. But I'm theoretically,
I'll be coming up to work, and he'll be under the overpass
with my thumb out. We're just gonna go ahead and bring
everybody, if you see Austin under the overpass, give him a lift to the station so he can get here on time.
I'm just gonna have an access with me at all time when I need to use it on the road. Hey, coming to you live on the overpass because it's raining outside. No, I think I'm gonna be riding a lot. I'm not gonna go like any crazy trips or anything, but I picture A1A will definitely be in my future.
Yeah, that's good.
And definitely riding to work in the mornings. Really wake up the neighbors in the morning.
Just take a drive up Heckscher.
Okay.
To Amelia.
Okay.
You know what driving.
Yeah, of course.
About.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh man, that'd be great on a motorcycle.
Now we're talking.
It's good in the car.
Now we're talking.
So it's got to be good on a motorcycle.
I can't wait.
All right. Good stuff. Hey, fantasy football is where we're going. Many people's fantasy might be to get a motorcycle. See that?
There you go. Nicely
Jags.
done.
Who would? Marvin Jones, a good call. I think he was pretty high up there. I think he was top 10 on their list last night on this ESPN fantasy show.
You should watch a different show then.
It wasn't.
If Marvin Jones is a top 10 receiver in the league, Brent.
You don't have the list that they.
I mean, I can bring it up real quick.
I was surprised where he was. Whoever was doing, you know how they put up on the side of the show.
It's usually like Matthew Berry.
Yeah, Matthew Berry will be like his top receivers, and maybe it was like 13 or something. It was pretty high.
Well, I can find it right now.
I think it was pretty high.
1 second, please. All right, so for wide receivers, Marvin Jones coming to you at internet taking a little long. What did you say? You said he was top 10?
Then I said maybe it was 13.
13? 49.
Okay, I saw the wrong thing.
49.
I don't know where I saw Marvin Jones.
49.
Where's DJ Chark?
I am down with Marvin Jones, by the way. I always have him.
I don't know what I saw then.
But
maybe they were doing something in the AFC or something. Maybe they had broken it down a little closer.
I'm still looking for DJ Chark. Please hold.
Maybe the AFC South, based on these numbers.
DJ Chark. Oh.
Is he below?
This is no. This is why we got to have a guy like Mike Clay on, because they got DJ Chark at 36. Okay. You know who 37 is? Will Fuller.
Really?
Just to put it in my face a little more. 36, Will Fuller. I'm sorry, 37, Will Fuller. You know what 35 is? This is shocking, Brent. This is your boy right here, by the way, too. This can't be. Is this too updated? Yeah, sure enough, it's updated. Guess who's right ahead? One pick ahead they have of DJ Chark.
You said my boy?
Yeah, it's your boy.
I have no idea.
Michael Thomas.
Oh, that's right.
Well, but a lot of that's because they know he's going to miss first part of the season, right?
Oh, because he's injured? Wait.
Yeah, he had the surgery late. That's the problem.
Oh, that's
we
right.
know how much he's missing?
We do not.
And by the way, he might not have anybody to throw him the football anyway. I mean,
I can't imagine
sure,
drafting him at any point in time.
You don't think even...
He was my number one pick last year.
He was. So what's outside he's your boy? How did that turn out?
Between what happened...
Turmoil, he's fighting guys in the practice.
Yeah.
Brent's team's in shambles.
Between what happened last year and the quarterback situation and what he's doing, I can't imagine drafting him at all.
Yeah.
All right, so how seriously do you think – you guys are way better than this at me, okay? I don't pay a lot of attention to fantasy football, but we're in the game now, and I was a runner-up with my automated picks a couple years ago. So how do the Jags look from a fantasy projection standpoint? I mean, there's obviously Trevor Lawrence. There's ETN. There's James Robinson. There's Marvin Jones. There's DJ Chark. Does it kind of stop there? I mean, the Lambeau, of course, from a kicker standpoint, but is that about it?
Do you give Visca some shine or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
You would?
Visca's getting – I've done a couple different drafts already in leagues that I'm in, and it pretty much goes in the way of Jags players. ETN's usually the first one off the board, and then some combination of the three receivers in a row.
So this is interesting here, Brent. DJ Chark is number 36 on this board. Laviska Shenault is 42. Marvin Jones is 49.
Well, that surprises me.
A lot of people love Visca.
Yeah.
What I have seen is Trevor Lawrence is going to target Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is his favorite guy right now. So Marvin Jones.
But keep in mind, Chark's been out though.
I understand. I'm just telling you, there's a lot going on. I like the. Now we've done this before. Remember we did it with Chris Conley and Foles.
Yeah, we were buying hard on Chris Conley.
We were.
I was telling every media outlet that I did interviews with, hey, Chris Conley.
11 plays or whatever it was. And
Nevertheless,
yeah. But seriously, if you got three guys, what happens is they're kind of eating from each other a little bit, right? Because you got two backs and you got three receivers. That's really where the value in the Jags fantasy football players are. I will say at times there's been no value whatsoever, maybe just a running back over the years. So at least they have a quarterback you can pick. They've got the kicker, of course, you can pick. Not too many people are going to take their defense. And then you got these 5 skill position guys that now people might take a little bit of investment on. Probably not first, second, third, fourth round guys. Would you think ETN is the guy that people will pick first overall?
So this is interesting, too.
Because that's a little risky, isn't it?
If you go to the running back rankings, and this is PPR, by the way, Brent, that means points per reception.
I got that.
Okay.
That's the most common in the league now.
It is. Well, you can go half or full.
I know you can.
Okay. Yeah. Check out the big brain on Brent right now with the fantasy brain. I like it, man. So Travis Etienne, number 26 overall. James Robinson comes in at 28. So literally right next to each other. And that's where the experts think they're going to finish.
I don't know why I saw Marvin Jones so wrong. But
yeah.
So then you've got the receivers.
Yeah.
Seriously, who are you? Not who are they?
Yeah.
If we did a draft, this would kind of be a fun draft, wouldn't it? That you got to take a certain team.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your number one guy that you're taking in fantasy football from the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Man, and we're doing PPR, correct? Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the Travis Etienne hype. I really do. Okay. And yes, he's going to take some carries away from James Robinson. But if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, of how the Jaguars are successful this year, I mean, we're not quite sold in their defense just yet, right? No. I mean, they're new scheme, everything like that, so they got to score points. Yeah, I'm sure Etienne could take part in that, but I think at the end of the day, if it's 3rd and 5 or you're in the 10-yard line, it's going to be a good dose of James Robinson. So I would actually probably rank James Robinson a little higher right now than Travis Etienne because I know what James Robinson can do. I've seen James Robinson in an offense. I know what he's capable of. We haven't seen the full capabilities of Travis Etienne yet. So, yeah, it might be a boomer bust type of pick right there, a pick number 26 as ESPN has him. But I would rather take the sure thing and probably the touchdown vulture that is James Robinson.
What's the better day in fantasy? Do the quick math. You guys are good at this. 4 catches, a few carries, 85, 90 total yards and no scores, or 15 carries, 65 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns
right?
all day.
Well, so my point in that is ETN could seriously be like a 90-yard-a-game guy.
Sure.
Catching the ball, running the ball, whatever it might be. But I don't know if he's going to be the touchdown guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Robinson is going to be, I'm going to get him 15 touches a game. And if you get James 15 touches a game, that's usually about 60 yards or so, 60, 65 yards. Maybe he catches one out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be the guy scoring, I think. If you play it out, I think James is the guy that on 2nd and goal is punching it in from the 3.
Yeah.
More so than ETN. That's the way I see it. And so, therefore, you might find a little more value in him.
To play devil's advocate here, I agree with you. But to play devil's advocate here, are you worried about Carlos Hyde, though?
Because you should be a little bit.
Because you get the sense that Travis Etienne, regardless of Carlos Hyde, Travis Etienne is going to have a niche in this offense.
True.
Now, what that niche looks like, we're not really sure yet, but he will have a niche. Are you worried about the touches going away from James Robinson because of a guy like Carlos Hyde?
Yeah, but I still think they're going to RB1 down near the goal line, and that's going to be James.
Mm-hmm.
We had this conversation yesterday. I think, let's just say his touches go down. He's got 15 carries. Well, he's still running it some 25 times in a game. Mm-hmm. That's probably 7 or 8 for Hyde and 2 or 3 for ETN, and ETN's catching 4 or 5 passes as well. So I think that's how it's going to be spread out. Now, it's hard to predict who's going to get the touchdowns, but I think James Robinson probably is still the highest scoring fantasy guy in the running back room. The problem is it's not going to be like last year.
Sure.
So none of those guys, and I don't know how you guys draft or look at this, but none of these guys are going to be like 35-point fantasy day.
Yeah.
That's the bit of the problem with the Jags. You're really taking them as depth and contributor plays, not star plays. Same on the receiving core. I mean, I think it could change week to week. I think Marvin Jones could have a 28-point day in fantasy. I think Laviska could do the same, and I think Chark could do the same the following week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if any one guy is going to have 2 or 3 straight weeks of that.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And once again, we hope Trevor Lawrence is going to be the man. But when you're breaking down fantasy football, rosters and who you drafted, everyone does it differently. But that's what I look at, too. I look at, do you have an unequivocally number one wide receiver? For instance, do you take, Julio Jones when he's in Atlanta. You got Calvin Ridley. Okay, cool. Yeah, you had Hayden Hurst. Okay, great. But Julio Jones is going to get his targets, right? You knew when Michael Thomas was healthy and not fighting teammates, he was going to get his targets. Devontae Adams is going to get his targets. When we look at this Jaguars receiving room, on any given Sunday, you feel like a guy could have a day. Like DJ Chark could have a day. Marvin Jones Jr., who is his entire career is based off of just anomalies where all of a sudden he has 3 touchdowns in one game.
You're right.
Like that's his career. A guy like Laviska Shenault, who we have nothing but high hopes for. Yeah, it is hard to put all your eggs in one wide receiver and say, this is going to be the guy that's going to be like my wide receiver 2 or 3 because of the offense that he's around. It's hard to predict that.
Yeah, when are we doing our fantasy draft? We got to be doing that soon, right?
Don't look at me. I didn't even know I was in the league. I asked, and you told me pretty much no.
Is that?
So.
You're not in the
I
league?
didn't say no.
Who said no?
You said someone's got to kick out either Kuz or Liv, and I'm not kicking anybody out because I'm not in. So somebody's got to make that decision.
I thought Kuz was running it.
I thought Kuz was running it. So
yeah, Casey, you're in.
I thought we might just expand or something.
We can do that, or do we just kick Kuz out? Does Kuz run it, but we kick him out of the league? So Kuz runs the league, but he can't.
Yeah,
he can't play.
That's probably a good idea.
Imagine
it's not
running
the
a
driving
league.
dish fantasy league.
Imagine running a league and you can't even participate in it because Brett Martin will kick you out.
That actually would be that's if you finish last, like in
You're
your
out.
league,
Yeah.
you have to be relegated, but run the league.
Well, you know who should
That'd be a good way to do it, right?
I don't want it because I love this guy to death, but I don't think Rich Jones has even touched a roster ever, right? So
We might be kicking Rich Jones out.
I respect that dude though.
Yeah, I do
Maybe?
too. He's a great guy.
All right. Do you want to tell him or should I?
You're bigger.
Should we
than me.
both? Yeah, but you're more respected in the game.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure it out. But yeah,
you might get the tough news.
Casey, long story short, you're playing, man. You're in the league. Don't worry about it. I think Kuz is running the league.
Yeah.
I think he's volunteered for it. I don't know why you would do that.
Which
but
means
that's
it will
good.
probably happen in week 2.
Yeah.
That's fine as long as we're not drafting now. I just had a draft that we drafted before 3 preseason games. I got auto
you
pick
can't
of
do
CD
that.
Lamb in the 3rd round.
Oof, you
I'm
hate to see that.
aggravated.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, you hate to
Isn't
see
that
that.
a little too early to be drafting?
Yeah.
Most
Way too
everybody
early.
drafts like the last week of August, right?
If you have any brain at all.
Yeah, so usually you want to draft like the that Tuesday, that Monday before the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can do that. We'll talk to Kuz.
Hey, conversation with Tyson Campbell coming up, and another corner is not happy. Former Jag corner. He's tweeting.
Oh, wait, what?
He's tweeting.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
We're back. Wait, he didn't block you? I thought you were blocked again.
Nah,
No, you're
I'm not
good.
blocked, man.
Good.
Hunter Rent, I don't even follow him. I
Hey,
told you this.
imagine-
Look, the only reason I saw this is because somebody else retweeted.
What did he say?
Look, I am not following Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, you're not following Jalen Ramsey, but
Okay.
somebody did retweet him. I got
And
you.
we'll tell you what he said.
Hunter Renfrow living rent-free in his head. The guy looks I love Hunter Renfrow. Looks like a used car salesman living rent-free in someone's head right now.
He
It's
really
Jalen
does
Ramsey.
look like an insurance
Sells
agent.
insurance, yeah.
I
sure.
mean,
Like a good neighbor.
It's
Hunter
amazing.
Renfrow's there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like a good neighbor, Hunter Renfrow living in Jalen Ramsey's head. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Conversation with the Jags corner. Tyson Campbell on the way, too.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A widely scattered shower or storm, but very hit and miss this evening. Otherwise, clearing skies tonight. We drop into just the mid-70s, setting us up for a hot and humid Thursday. It'll be partly sunny. A scattered afternoon shower, a thunderstorm, and topping out near a little bit above 90 tomorrow. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
It's almost as annoying as the battery going out on your smoke detector. Hi, it's Matt Ray, and I'm talking about the check engine light on your car. Don't ignore it. Get it checked at Honda the Avenue's award-winning service department. And if you've got someone going back to school or back to work, make sure their ride is safe with a Honda the Avenue's road trip safety special. Only $184. That includes an oil change, rotate, balance, alignment, air filter, plus wipers and a multi-point inspection. These guys are certified and use only the best parts. That's Honda the Avenue Service Department. They're open 7 days a week. You can make your appointment right now at HondaTheAvenues.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help.
Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about JTech. JTech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At JTech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Hey, boss, I found some silverware in the dining room.
Nice. So you're sure you smashed the alarm system when we got here, right?
You mean that plug-and-play do-it-yourselfer? Yeah, it's dead. We got all the time we need.
Oh, look at this. The box the alarm system came in. Isn't this cute?
An alarm system in a box. Boss, I'll never understand why people don't just get a Safe Touch security system.
And they probably think they're saving money.
But that's the thing, they're not saving money.
You and I know that. Thankfully, these folks didn't. You know, there are a lot of great things that come from a box. This isn't one of them.
True.
Hey, let's just take a minute to appreciate that tonight, we don't have to worry about the Crooks R Us golden rule, stay away from Safe Touch houses. And remember, kids, boxes and alarm systems don't mix.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Anyone can talk like they're a big dog, but few actually walk the talk. We're not the only plumbing company claiming same-day water heater service. In fact, a lot of customers have called us after other companies failed to come through on their same-day service talk. Fortunately, Griffin Service delivers. We eat big dogs for lunch. And we fix what others can't. Some of that's knowing the science, engineering, and craft of AC and plumbing better than the Bubbas. But it's also better planning. The key to actually doing same-day water heater replacement is having water heaters in stock and ready to go. And that's what we do. Gas, electric, tank, tankless, we got them all in stock and ready to roll for you. So if you want to avoid the bait-and-switch turd bucket tactics of the Bubbas, or if you discover you're in the middle of an all-talk, no-walk situation with a wannabe, well, you know who to call, right? GriffinService.com.
CMC 1250697.
If you're like me, you come home from work and walk through a messy garage hurtling shoes and bats and bikes. Well, get the easy garage solution that I got. It's called Easy Garage Solutions. One-of-a-kind monkey bar technology that will last a lifetime. Hang the bikes and the lawn equipment. Easy Garage Solutions. Shelving and overhead storage for boxes and bins. Easy Garage Solutions. Cabinets and flooring available too. Easy Garage Solutions. Find them at EasyGarageSolutions.com. Easy Garage Solutions. It's that easy. All right, I said today on Twitter, expense reports, like, you don't have to do expense reports. Casey, some people really have to do expense reports.
Yeah.
Expense reports can be the worst.
Yeah.
Right? And so we have a changeover in our system earlier this year on how you do expense. Like, I went on a tutorial and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so when we went to Clemson,
yeah.
Remember, well, this is an expense report from the trip to Clemson. That was in March.
That's a while ago.
Okay, so I've been going back and forth. So you're about to find out. I know I have an email in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
From the expense report.
Yeah.
No, and I may just walk out of here.
Yeah.
If it says I have to do something else to the expense report and it's not confirmed.
Without the risk of sounding too ignorant, because I'm not necessarily the biggest office guy in terms of that, but that'd be like with deductibles, right? Like, so for instance, I'm an MMA fighter. So I always deduct my meals. I deduct a bunch of things that have to do with my body because my body's my business.
Yeah.
So it's
for
like
your
that.
Taxes?
Yeah. So I expense those, right? But I mean, I don't get that whole thing back. I get a percentage back.
Yeah, but basically for this stuff is more, hey, I paid for the hotel and food for Marcel and me to go to Clemson for a few days. Now I get reimbursed from the company.
Oh, wait. So that's your money, though?
Oh, that's my money.
Oh, I thought it was like a company card where there's money in the company account.
No. I got a corporate card.
Yeah,
I said that.
Yeah.
It's a flex.
Yep.
Right now, I don't want to use it.
Sure.
Because I can't get the money back.
Sure.
But let's be honest.
Yes.
It was a lot the new system.
Okay.
And I also I didn't know how to navigate some of the things in the new system.
Okay.
So it's not all somebody else's fault. It was partly my fault.
No,
but
that's fine. Don't take responsibility.
Back
it's cool.
and forth 500 times on this thing.
Now, what's the issue?
The latest issue. See, there was a category where the old system used to be able to separate. I'll pay for Marcel's hotel room.
Sure.
And my hotel room.
Okay.
Well, you used to be able to separate the two, of, say, it was $160 a night.
Yeah.
Right? And say, well, one was for Marcel, one was for Brent.
Okay.
Well, it didn't give me that category. So then I had to kind of
you added all
manufacture something to be $324. So 2 rooms, but it was only over one night. Okay. So that became problematic.
Because they didn't know one was for Marcel.
They didn't know one was for Marcel, but there's no way to indicate it.
Gotcha.
All right?
Okay.
In this new system, or at least that there might be, and I just haven't been able to figure it out.
That's probably the case.
Mm-hmm. And then today's, or really the last little bit was, my thing was showing a receipt for the second hotel room, but they weren't seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so thank goodness for being able to write on pictures because I basically took a picture and underlined it so everybody could see it.
Good.
So again, not everybody else's fault, but the bottom line is anybody who's ever done an expense report, it might be your fault, it might be other people's fault. Sometimes they take forever.
What technology? Are you using Windows 98? What technology are you using?
It's so funny you bring that up because one of my last days in TV, John Bachman, who does not know I exist, so you don't have to bring this up to him, but
yes, he does.
He in November he did some really good election coverage for the station.
Yeah.
And one of just recently, a couple months ago, he was complaining. He's like, I still haven't got reimbursed. The expense reports. He was complaining about the exact same thing. So I feel like I'm back here in that.
And by
story.
the way, this is different because, and this is just me. Stuart's done some expense reports and he's been able to get it.
Okay.
Reimbursed. Maybe it was a more simplified one. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably better at it than
or
you
maybe
are.
he's just better at it.
Yeah.
But over the years, this place is unbelievable at reimbursing. You're talking, bam, in your account, right away.
Really?
So they do a great job with it. So I'm trying to save my job so I don't get fired by.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
but no, seriously, they
a lot
are.
of people get
I've
at the bus
expensed
right
a lot
now.
of things over the years. Okay.
And
so
nice save.
But this is it's a new system.
Sure.
So you're about to find out. It says expense report changed. Let's see if I got approved.
Now, if you don't, are you going to lose it?
I might.
Okay. Casey, to have that dump button standing by, please.
Let's see.
We got a lot of things
Clemson
ready
Pro
here.
Day, By the way, this report date was 3/22.
Okay.
So that's how long I've been working on this.
Good to know.
It's been 5 months.
But by the way, he's got 100 emails.
For about $500. Approved.
Approved. Congratulations, man. Hey, you earned it, Brent.
Thank you very much.
You earned it, man.
Yes.
Because I think I got about like 3 Jimmy John sandwiches on there as well. So thank you for your contribution. Thank you, Cox Media.
Makes me feel so much better.
Whoever's doing.
All right, that's good. Let's get to the Tyson Campbell interview. Caught up with the Jaguars corner out of Georgia, second-round pick, right on the fringe here, 33rd overall pick. I think they're expecting big things. Urban Meyer and the coaching staff, I think, believes he's better than they even thought. Here's Tyson Campbell as I caught up with him.
It's been going pretty well, learning a lot. Coach Meyer is trying to bring a new coach around here, and everyone's buying into it, so it's going well.
You guys have a lot of competition out here on the field. Is this a tough camp in your mind, or is it what you expected?
Yeah, camp is supposed to be tough. So you go into the season, you feeling good, feeling comfortable, trusting all the tools your coach is giving you, and trusting that your teammates will bring the best out you each and every day in practice, so the games can be easy. So.
What was your review of the tape of what went on Saturday night? It looked like you flashed, but then of course allowed the touchdown.
My position is going to be ups and flows, but the main thing is just try to be real consistent. I learned from it, keep it pushing, and have a better game next week.
Overall, though, you've got to be happy with a lot of the plays that you did make. I know everybody's going to look at that play, but there were a lot of positive plays, wasn't there?
Yes, definitely. But you always, got to find something to get better at, and I do admit just, being in position, but also, not causing separation, so I can be able to make a play on the ball. So,
how much of an impact is a guy like Shaq Griffin, maybe even a Rayshawn Jenkins, making on your secondary right now?
They have a huge impact. Just asking them questions, just being a sponge for them, just taking everything that they tell me and helping it to my game, and so I can perform my best on Sunday.
Where do you see yourself in this defense? You can play both. Inside, outside. Is it just wherever they line up, or do you have a gut where you're going to be?
Just to keep working and earn a position on the field, whether it be nickel or corner, just to have an opportunity to help this team win games is the main goal, even special teams.
Even when you drafted, you kind of had to look at that roster and be like, okay, I might move around here. Yeah. Did that help with the mentality?
Yes, I always come in the mentality at the end of the day, I'm a football player, and my versatility is one of my strong suits to my game, and being able to play inside and outside really allowed me to play for any team. So I didn't have any issues thinking about that.
You have a good relationship with Jaguars legend, right? Fred Taylor.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about that background.
So his wife's dad is best friends with my dad. So when I was little, I used to go over his house, every now and then, and chill out with him and stuff like that. So we still keep in contact to this day. He gives me tips and talks to me.
You down there in South Florida, if I have it right, that's like a factory, right? you grew up around this.
Yeah, football is South Florida, football and track, and I was blessed enough to be good in both, and I'm proud of where I come from, and I feel like it brings a competitive edge out of me when I come onto the football field. So definitely. Was this always the expectation to land here? Not Jacksonville, I'm saying, but in the NFL. Oh yes, it was always a dream to keep working and to ultimately reach my goal in the NFL and do well in the NFL, not just get here. So I feel like I still got more work to do, and I still got goals I set for myself. One last one. You get a front row seat at Trevor and this offense, and what do you see out of those receivers and what this offense might look like? I see, a real talented offense. Great players all over the field, from the line to the receivers to the running back, tight ends. So right now we're just using camp to get that chemistry, that camaraderie, to gel together and make a hell of a team. How many wagers are going to be on that Georgia-Clemson game, though? Oh, I'm with Georgia. Me and Trav been talking a little trash with each other, but I don't think he's really confident that Clemson's going to win. But he went there, so he's supposed to say that. But SEC.
That's Tyson Campbell. I like this guy, man. I think he's got all the makeup. And it's a factory. I told you that down in South Florida. And we brought up Fred Taylor and he's grown up around it. You know, sometimes that's a cool thing when guys grow up around it. The expectation is someday I'm going to play there. Everybody that I work out with, everybody that grew up around, they've made it to the league or they've made it to big-time college football. This is what we do. Like, this isn't like, oh, wow, this is a one-off thing. No, this is what we do. That's the way it is in South Florida. It's part of the culture down there in football. And Campbell grew up around that. And I think that brings a level of maturity to an expectation here. I don't think it's going to take long for him to shine in Jacksonville.
Well, and you've seen that in training camp so far and obviously in the game as well. Like, this guy looks like he belongs. He's not scared of the big moment. He's not scared of the bright lights. And I think he, embraces the challenge. Now, got to turn your head around on that one play and not give up a touchdown.
Yeah.
But those are going to be the rookie mistakes. Those are the learning things that are going to make you a better player in the long run. But I think from an attitude standpoint, from a demeanor standpoint, I like what Tyson Campbell is already bringing in this defense.
I think I asked him that, too, in the conversation, and I had to remind him, yeah, man, but you did play pretty well other than that, you know?
Yeah.
Because he did, and I don't think we can lose sight of that. He got turned around on that play. I think he admitted it. He took accountability for it. But I think a lot of other things were good. And when you're in a preseason game, and these are early games, and it's your first game, I think you're looking at a lot of things. You know there are going to be some mess-ups, right? But I think he probably graded out pretty well in that game, is my expectation for him, and it's going to be fun to watch him inside, outside. I think it'll be a big part of this thing for years to come.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how he responds, because once again, like you said, he didn't play a bad preseason game for his first game of his career, but we always think about that touchdown, and I'm sure he's thinking about that touchdown as well. I'm very curious to see how he responds to that, because I'll be honest with you, outside of the quarterback position, outside of the kicking position, I think playing cornerback is one of the most mentally taxing positions there is in football, because you are on an island, right? Those top 10 nominees, they usually happen on you. You know what I'm saying? So there is a lot of pressure that goes to that position. Not everybody can do it.
This guy's interesting, at least from, again, a small sample of me being around him. I don't think he'll have any problem with the bounce back. Okay, that's my read on him. What's interesting is he's very kind of even keel and kind of calm and collected. Which is not always the demeanor of a corner.
No, I mean, you think of your Richard Shermans, you think of your Jalen Ramseys. But at the same time, a guy like Darrelle Revis, who really kind of started the whole island thing, he was a guy who was very soft-spoken, didn't really say a lot at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it takes all types.
He's more that.
Yeah.
Again, I've been around him for like 10 minutes, okay? But he's more that than Ramsey, Sherman, those guys, in my opinion.
Do you get C.J. Henderson is more of the Darrelle Revis as well?
I would say so, but again, I think it's fair to wonder and be concerned about the bounce back with C.J. That's what's concerning me more. Does he let those plays eat him up?
Yeah.
And it stay with him? Now, he's played the position for a long time, and he's done okay, but I think I'd be more concerned about that aspect of it instead of the personality part with C.J. Henderson. We got a fantasy question?
Yeah, the fantasy factory that is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
You've been the leader of that kingdom.
Easy now, Brent.
Our man on YouTube, Samuel, wants to know, he just traded, I guess, which if you're already trading in your league, you're probably in trouble.
Where's the fire? You're trading already?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
He said, I traded Michael Thomas for Darrell Henderson and Brandon Cooks. What do you think?
Brent, you want to take this one first?
I think you're crazy.
Even though Thomas could be out for a little bit?
Yeah.
And that Darrell Henderson's now the starting running back because Cam Akers is out.
Play the long game.
I cannot wait to be in this league with you, Brent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that pick. I actually probably would do the same thing. But
obviously Casey would too.
Yeah. No, Casey, I'm with you right now. With Darrell Henderson?
Like you would, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's Brandon Cooks going to do this year?
Well, someone's got to do something in Houston.
Brandon Cooks, if you've never had him in fantasy, is the most frustrating person. It's one catch for 11 yards, or it's 15 catches for 600 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You know what Brandon Cooks is going to do? Houston, we have a problem? Nah. Houston, we have a solution. It's called Brandon Cooks.
Hopefully not in week 1.
Well, I'm not. Don't say that, Brandon.
Jalen Ramsey is throwing a fit. Twitter and Jalen Ramsey today. It's a
Hunter Renfrow.
Oh, it's a fun one. It's a fun one. We're going to finish the show in style.
Guy lost his hair in high school, and now he's in Jalen Ramsey's head. Well, he didn't.
He did.
Have you seen his hair? Okay.
We'll be back on ESPN 690.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner. offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, at Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, French fries, and a drink for just $12.99. 6 wings, French fries, and a drink, just $12.99 at the new Roosevelt location. Dine in during football season, and you have a chance to win tickets to the next home game. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno Ranch, Caribbean Jerk, Spicy Blue Cheese, Lemon Pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks Are Us training helpline. Today, we're discussing the differences between a safe-touch security system and a do-it-yourself security system.
One's professionally installed and monitored while the other one comes in a box.
Well, yeah, there's that. As you know, houses with safe-touch security systems are strictly off-limits to us crooks, for many reasons.
Professional installation and monitoring among them.
Correct. And by contrast, alarm systems that come in a box with do-it-yourself installation are a crook's best friend.
Plus, they have DIY monitoring. No comparison to SafeTouch's two-way communicator.
Excellent point. So to sum up, as crooks, you'll want to avoid any house with SafeTouch security. And tell your loved ones, if they're going to buy something that comes in a box, just make it cornflakes.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
There is a taste of the islands in every drop of Vida de Luis tequila, imported directly from Tequila, Mexico to Jacksonville Beach. Vida de Luis is the only locally owned tequila in Jax Beach. Support local and try Vida de Luis. Award-winning, smooth, all natural, no aldehydes or additives, which means wake up feeling good the next morning. Find out where you can pick up a bottle of Vida de Luis, Blanco, Reposado, or Añejo. Just visit VitaDeLuis.com. Support local and taste the islands in every drop.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
So D-Hop, he always gonna, be at the top of my list usually. To be honest, personally, off of people I done play, I got Odell. When Odell healthy and he on his, he tough. Mm-hmm. He tough for real.
That is Jalen Ramsey. I miss Jalen, man. Mm-hmm. I do. You miss Jalen?
I'm kind of indifferent,
you got tired of talking about him on a daily basis.
It was kind of like, I went to bat for him with his back, and then that, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So then that didn't make me look good. So I'm indifferent.
People got tired of the Jalen conversation. Let's be honest. Jalen sparked some really good radio around here.
Sure.
And some high interest around here.
Yep.
And I think that's maybe a selfish view at it, but I think it speaks volumes about the kind of player he was. And having a guy like that on your team, in your town, all that stuff, does a lot of things on a lot of different levels, from selling tickets to selling jerseys to listening to the radio to watching TV to whatever it might be, to making our job very interesting. Like he is one of the most interesting players I ever covered. I miss Jalen around. I mean, I've always said that. I think he's a tremendous player. Yeah. I don't think they're ever going to get in return what he is as a player. It would have been a problem. It would have been a problem spot. It would have never been smooth, but it would have always been a topic.
No, for sure.
I mean, for what we do, I miss Jalen Ramsey around here.
No, and you're not wrong. In terms of views, player. In terms of conversation, he's like the Conor McGregor, where it's
he really is.
You either love him or you hate him now.
Talent-wise.
Okay, shots fired. I mean, the guy won 2 champions. He was a double champ, Brent. A little respect for Conor McGregor. I get it.
Okay.
I get it. How many Super Bowls does Jalen Ramsey have?
That's fair. Okay, but he's got a couple All-Pros.
Okay, but I mean, nevertheless, though, he's a very polarizing figure.
Yeah. So anyway, tell them the story. He got kind of lit up in a Rams-Raiders scrimmage.
Well, and you have some tweets here that I can't wait to hear from. But the Rams-Raiders, doing the crossover practices or whatever you want to call them, and for whatever reason, Jalen Ramsey, maybe a little out of position, was in the slot a lot today.
It's interesting in itself, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if he wanted to do that. I don't know what the case would be. I'm not sure why he put Jalen Ramsey in the slot. Nevertheless, there's a guy by the name of Hunter Renfrow, who you might have heard of, out of Clemson, the Trevor Lawrence factory.
Looks like the everyday guy walking down the street.
I'm going to be honest. He has the Danny Woodhead effect. Now, Danny Woodhead, I got to hang out with him, have a couple beers in New Orleans with me and one of my friends, AP, back for the Super Bowl weekend.
Oh, name dropper
it was
there.
so awesome hanging out with Danny Woodhead because nobody knew who he was. Seriously. He had like this long skater hair, wearing a plaid shirt. I think he was wearing Airwalks. Didn't know they still made Airwalk sneakers. Might have been wearing Airwalks. Like, nobody cared about Danny Woodhead. And it was awesome, man, because he's a really cool guy. Nevertheless, you see Hunter Renfrow on Bourbon Street, you're not going to go up to him. You're just everyday guy.
Yeah.
Selling insurance.
Absolutely.
Maybe just for Men Hair Club. I'm just saying, if you
I mean,
whatever.
He might be the guy in the meme looking back at the girl.
Exactly. That's not bad.
Right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So anyways, supposedly during this joint practice today, Hunter Renfrow was getting the better of Jalen Ramsey.
Quite a few times.
To the point where there was a little scuffle. There was some, it's hot out there.
Or Ramsey popped like Jordan. I'm sorry. Who's it back? Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. Yes, Josh Jacobs.
And popped him. His helmet came off,
so
and that started a little
tensions running high. Okay, maybe some emotions getting high. But the very next play, Gruden calls his guys in, and then they call Hunter Renfrow's number. And who's on Hunter Renfrow? Jalen Ramsey. Now, by the sources, I wasn't there, Brent. Okay, I wasn't there. But according to all the Las Vegas media members, Hunter Renfrow burnt Jalen Ramsey for a touchdown.
Yeah, and the place got fired up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Ramsey's in his feelings a little bit today.
Here's
some of the tweets. Jalen Ramsey is playing heavily in the slot today. Has been burned by the Raiders' Hunter Renfrow multiple times. Hunter Renfrow goes up high over Jalen Ramsey. Renfrow is killing Ramsey today. Renfrow then beats Ramsey deep after Gruden dialed one up. Hunter Renfrow absolutely torches Jalen Ramsey. Damn, I wish Hard Knocks was in L.A. to document this brewing Renfrow-Ramsey rivalry. Next play, Derek Carr hits Hunter Renfrow on a nasty out and up. Deep pass completion with Ramsey guarding him. Both defenses and joint practices getting into it. Let's see what else we got. Life of a DB, Hunter Renfrow just cooked Ramsey. Hunter Renfrow, when Jalen Ramsey starts covering him, they show a picture of Jerry Rice. So Twitter is good today. Hunter Renfrow became Jalen Ramsey's dad today.
Okay.
There are adoption papers on Twitter about Hunter Renfrow and Jalen Ramsey. As for Jalen, let's see.
No comment yet on his
Oh, no, he's coming.
Oh, can't wait.
Jalen Ramsey has said this. I can't believe that y'all believe half the BS that people say for clicks. Y'all got to know at this point and do better than that. Laugh out loud. It's all love. I ain't got to pop my bleep, but just know I'm really the chosen one. Thank you, God. Oh.
Okay.
Might want to add Hunter Renfrow to that sound we heard at the top. D-Hop, Odell, Hunter Renfrow. Hardest to cover in the league.
I mean, I got to see some footage now. Because if Jalen's going to pop off like that, I got to see some footage.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Wallace
there
says
are
it
a
all
couple
tomorrow?
of videos coming out. Darren Waller they showed in the end zone. We're waiting for it. They got
Well, I mean, hey, yeah, Vegas media. I tweeted a Tim Tebow
the cameras
video.
are probably off. This is all up to Vegas if they're going to
Oh,
tweet.
okay. Well, I'm just saying.
They have to.
Get those likes up a little bit. Let's go. Hunter Renfrow mossing Jalen Ramsey. You know what the views that's going to do? What are y'all doing?
It's never Ramsey's fault, though.
No.
Never.
No.
I love Jalen. What a character. All right, we will have First and 10 training camp coming up tonight, 11:15 on CBS 47 and Fox 30. Back at it tomorrow, 3 o'clock on ESPN 690. Ride that Harley home, baby.
You better believe it, man.
It's not raining. Bring it tomorrow.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Free rides in the parking lot, Casey.
Didn't
tomorrow.
say that. Didn't say that.
Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Purchasing home and auto insurance.